What's up, people? 3HL Ron Slay right here. Guess what you need to do, man? Like the chat. Like it. Subscribe. Do it all, man. We need you. We want you. You got to be there. Don't you want to be in the building?
Microphone. I'm like, oh yeah.
Okay, in your defense,
guess
why
that would
did
help.
Kirby turn it on for you?
Well, I mean, see, that's the difference between me and you right there. I was going to take the blame for not knowing that I need to turn the mic on.
I've
you
never
actually
turned mine on.
You actually told the real story, and that Kirby usually has them on before we start talking.
Yep.
But anyway, the Friday edition of 3HL, Brent Doherty with you. It is a hot one outside, man. Me and Slay were walking through the parking lot here at Bryant's Motorsports in Hendersonville. We'll tell you more about them here in a second. We'll be here until 6 o'clock, so you need to know that because we're going to party down, and we want to see you here. But I told Slay, I was like, man, the heat coming from the top is one thing. The heat coming off the pavement is a completely different thing.
That'll get you.
It's different. That's you
I feel like
hit it
I'm
right on the head.
I feel like I'm a rotisserie chicken walking through there.
You are.
Just getting heat on all sides. So all y'all working on the road crews out there, man, delivery drivers, like carting in beer to convenience stores, Amazon delivery guy.
Mailman, I saw my mailman today. He's awesome.
You should have asked him, did he want some water? I would have pulled up on him.
Oh, I should have asked him.
Yep.
The
He was
sheriff
smiling.
who is here. I don't know what's going on with that.
Sumner County Sheriff, he's here for you.
Maybe he wants some wheels on his truck. Put some rims on that thing.
Davenport, by the way, is wearing really tall, what do they call those things? Wedges.
Yeah, I don't think I chose the correct shoes for this live show.
But we're at Brian's Motorsports, and they have huge wheels here. So, like, you've got huge wheels on, and they've got huge wheels for you to buy for your truck, your Jeep, whatever. So that's what's going on in Hendersonville, 789 West Main Street, Southeastern Chevy GMC Truck Nationals pre-party.
Yeah.
So we're literally the pre-party for the pre-party for the party.
That seemed right. You know what I mean? Because if it's a party going on and we ain't invited or we're not there to set up, ain't really no party. We come in with the DJ equipment.
There's a big purple and is that yellow or gold?
Yellow.
It's Lakers.
It's a Lakers bike.
Yeah, probably.
Is that a crotch rocket? Close. If
Close.
not.
It's close.
It's a Honda
It's definitely a street bike.
600.
Honda 600. Yeah, that's here too. Free event. Bring the family. Party starts at 5 p.m. Davenport is our motorcycle expert. Food trucks will be here. See show trucks from all over the Southeast. If you've been dreaming of a custom design for your vehicle, hit up BMS in Hendersonville on Instagram at Brian's Motorsports, briansmotorsports.com. There she is. She's Dawn Davenport.
In the building.
That ain't punk being in the building.
Kirby, if you can hear me, they're peaking very bad. Fix it, please.
The peak curse.
I heard some news that Joan Jett may have delivered something to the radio station.
No,
And we're not there.
we're not there.
I can't wait to see what it is. We'll see Monday.
Slay Dog, you think she brought that herself?
Who? Babson?
No, Joan Jett.
Joan?
No, man. Joan Jett, she kind of played us to the left, man. I'm going to have to pick a little, you know what I mean? I got to pick a bone with her, man.
True.
You know what I mean? Like, you listen.
She basically was like, yeah, that's great that you love me, but no, I'm not coming on your show.
We ain't really with that. So she about to, I'm going to tell you where she going to be at with me. Now, I'm speaking for myself. She going to be in a little box with Reese Witherspoon in a minute, man. 'Cause, you know what I mean? She ain't hit back either, you know?
Ooh.
You know what I mean? I'm going to give it a little bit more time, though.
We legit have been calling for Reese for 5 years.
And you know, she was just at the game, opening day for the Nashville soccer team.
Tennessee, yeah.
Man, not Nashville Soccer Club. I'm sorry, all the soccer experts out there. Nashville Soccer Club. So, man, if she can
Get him,
show up
Will.
to that, yeah, I'm backhand wheel back here with one of these rims, man. But no, hey,
Hey,
we
Hunk,
need
did
everybody
you
in.
open my care package?
I did not. It is directly behind me right now.
Do
want him
we
to
want
open
Hunk
it?
to open it? Yeah, open it.
Oh, he get to show it on
If I
camera.
open it, like you can't even see it on camera if I open it. There's no camera here.
That's okay. Tell me what I got.
Why you ain't got a camera there?
Well, because you guys have all the cameras. Y'all do.
We only got
nothing.
one camera.
While Hunk opens his package, see, listen, Hunk, we don't need a camera on you, dude. You're a radio professional.
Describe it.
This is called the theater of the mind. So be descriptive in what's in the package, and nobody needs to
Work your
see it,
magic,
bro.
Hunk.
Good call, Mayor.
There are 5 items in this package
5?
right now.
Ooh.
5 items.
All right, Slay, reserve judgment.
Okay.
You have a
Oh, don't
tote
check.
bag that is red that has a black heart on it that reads, "I want to run away with Joan Jett."
Nah, see, that's my. That ain't funny to me. That ain't funny to me.
No,
that ain't funny to
Oh
me.
no, that's funny.
No, that ain't funny.
I want Davenport on the beach with that bag.
No,
Somebody
man.
walks
No, man. Joan Jett, how she gonna run away with you? You won't even pull up. That's my whole problem. You won't even pull up. She was trying to go. Give us another one, Hunk, man.
Oh, I miss doing this show.
There is a
I'm
charcoal
hot at Joan.
gray T-shirt that
Yes.
has a black image of Joan Jett and the Black Hearts on it.
I love it. I'm a charcoal gray kind of girl. I can't do white.
I give her just about 7 on the Richter scale, 1 to 10. Give us 7.
Hunk, what would you give the shirt?
Give us 7, Joan?
Richter scale.
If I would have given it about a 7 if I hadn't seen what's right behind it, which I think is better.
Okay.
It is a half-cut sweatshirt
Yes.
to show the stomach.
Oh,
What?
I'm gonna have to give that to my 17-year-old stepdaughter.
You told me to describe it. It is black, and on the front it reads, "I want to."
Nope.
Nice.
Nope. Downgraded to a 3. Downgraded to
Ooh.
3. Anything that involves you, Joan Jett, running away with it. Nope. No, Babs. I would not let you give that a high mark. Nope. That's 3. That's a 3.
Okay.
Maybe I need to get my ab workouts in and sport that.
I gotta tell you,
No.
like one of the more unexpected career twists for me is Slay judging a Joan Jett gift bag to Dawn.
Yeah, this is real.
I really didn't think this moment
This is
would
where
happen.
we are in
Yeah,
July.
and this is real.
This is where we are.
Because I would go over there and have Patton Joan Jett, since you want somebody to run away with you. Patton will run you away if you come over to Dawn's house. How about that, Joan Jett?
Oh, hey, Hunk, how about this? You sport that halfy sweatshirt saying I would run away with Joan Jett. That's our picture. Everybody has to hold something that's in the care package. That's yours, Hunk.
Absolutely, I will rock it. I will wear it for you
See?
guys on Monday.
That's what
Give me
Kirby.
that.
That's what Kirby said. He was like, "That's all Hunk."
I don't want nothing.
There you
I'll
go.
do it. I'm totally there. Now and you have 2 more
Okay.
items in it. There is a Joan Jett and the Blackhearts greatest hit CD.
There we
that has
go.
21 different songs on it.
I still have a CD
solid.
player in my car.
That's solid. That's about an 8.
Let's go.
I'll give a nice mark.
what I'm
for that.
talking
That's 8.
about.
You know what I mean? That's useful. You know
the
what I mean?
only way it would be better is if it was like a cassette tape.
Did she sign it?
I do not see a
Ooh.
signature.
See,
I do
this-
not
see,
see a
this is-
signature.
Yeah,
Is there a note? Is there a note from her?
Sorry, I couldn't come on 3HL.
There's not a note in the bag. No.
Mm,
You guys aren't good enough for me.
We see.
yeah.
She's showing us.
Mm.
All right. The final item in
Yeah.
the package
Keychain?
No, it is an
Umbrella.
acoustic version of her brand new album, Change Up.
Yes.
That's cool.
That's what I'm talking about. Have y'all heard it?
Oh, I have.
Well, we heard part of the one
Yeah.
song.
Yes, and it's
That was-
really good.
Was fantastic. Yeah.
That song is
I
on
love
here
rock
as
and roll.
well.
Yes.
Cherry Bomb is on here as well.
Yes.
You have in obviously Bad Reputation that you mentioned, plus 22 other songs.
Okay. Okay. That's good. Baby,
cool.
that's going to be Baby Babs going to bed music now.
She averaged out to about a 5.5 on my Richter scale. Y'all can
Okay.
have whatever else. You know
She's
what I mean?
average.
Yeah, no,
Nice
because
slate.
she got 2 8s, 2 3s,
Yeah.
and a
Yeah, but she could still come on the show and then just
go to
jump that.
go to the moon.
Here's
She's
the
a
thing.
10.
Straight to 10.
Here's the thing. Like, for whatever reason, the other day, I started thinking about some of the past 3HL musical guests that have appeared on the show.
There's been a bunch.
So where would Joan Jett fall on this list? And I guarantee.
Did you write them all down?
Yeah.
Okay.
I guarantee you, I'm leaving some
some of them
out.
off. Some of these are pre my time too.
Yeah. So this is over the course of the entirety of 3HL since January of 2010. So Pat Green,
11 years.
Pat Green, who is low key, really cool country art, like Texas country artist. We had on at the Super Bowl, remember?
Yep.
Yeah, you were there.
Yeah, he was awesome.
Really cool.
And great concert. And took me back to my Auburn, Alabama days because all the fraternity parties would always have him at least once a year come play.
Right. So we try to help educate the people of Nashville. So if you haven't heard Pat Green, search him out. He's really cool
good
artist.
music. Yeah.
John Oates from Hall & Oates.
Woo!
That's good, right?
That's a good one.
That's a great one.
Our buddy David Nail, who's got a really good new single out now that's on iTunes.
Yeah, it's really good, and it's been a while.
Rocking with him. I'm rocking with him.
Mm-hmm.
I'll get you the name of that song in just a minute. I forgot. But Kyle Cook from Matchbox 20, who told us a great story about how that band was formed. It was formed by like 4 different dudes playing around Buckhead, by themselves in a bar, and then less than a year later, they all were multi-millionaires. Yep. Less than a year.
Crazy.
Martina McBride.
They clearly made the right decision.
Martina McBride was
Where
on the show.
was I for that? I love Martina.
We used to do a show every once in a while, probably about this time of year, where we would just not have any guests, kind of like today, and allow, except I think Ramon's going to swing by, right?
Yeah, Savage will be in.
He doesn't
Ramon
count.
Foster will swing by.
Yeah, that's family.
We're in Hendersonville, man. That's Ramonville.
We're in humble Hendersonville. He's got to come.
That's right. He'll bring his humble self here. But where was I going? Martina,
right. Yeah.
So we would do a listeners book the show.
That's right.
And so people
Those
would go,
are fun.
People go all over Twitter, and like we'd have a prize out of the office. Like we didn't really have a prize, but it'd be like, okay, here's
Later on, we had a prize out of Mickey's truck.
Yeah, Mickey's Arkansas State Red Wolves towel, or
wow.
something like that. Well, somebody got Dick Vitale on, like somebody got. So John McBride, Martina's husband, called in and said, "I can get my wife on." Wait, let's go.
Man, I wish I was there for that.
So she had no idea what she was walking into.
Amazing.
Yeah.
An amazing live.
One of the best voices ever. Nick Carter from the Backstreet Boys has been on a couple of different times. And I'm actually talking to him now because they had Drake join them in Toronto on stage.
Really?
And it's all over the internet. It was phenomenal. And so we're going to get Nick back on here soon. Peter Frampton, really random.
Was that a book the show one too?
No.
Okay.
His management team are big fans of 3HL, so he came in studio actually, and Nikki wet himself, I think, a little bit.
Yeah.
On that, Kelly Clarkson.
Yes.
I might have wet myself on that one.
Yep. Didn't you chase her down in the station to get her on?
Well, I mean, when you see, when you have to make things happen, you have to make things happen.
Yeah.
So she was
probably like, that guy's so freaking creepy. I'm just going to go on so he'll go away.
Well, it's funny because
it's like a roach. That's what roaches do with roaches.
She's super chill, but talks 8,000 miles an hour. Does that make sense?
Yep.
And she's not safe for radio when she ain't on radio, which is also cool. But she told me, and this is kind of sad now, but her husband at the time, Reba McEntire's son, was a big fan of 3HL. So she was like, yeah, I'll come on. So anyway, she did. Billy Corgan, Smashing Pumpkins.
Yep.
Ryan Hurd, who's blown it out now. Kevin Griffin from Better Than Ezra. Priscilla Block. Gene Simmons from Kiss.
Well, that's a big one.
Jake Owen and Kenny Chesney.
Oh. I'm not sure that Joan Jett can beat Kenny Chesney.
I think there's several names on here that she...
Or Martina.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love me some.
All right, we'll start the Sports Talk edition of 3HL when we come back.
We already did.
The Tennessee Vols got a new commitment. If you're listening to Blaine and Mickey, the announcement was made there by Lucas Pantica. Where are they now on the recruiting rankings? And we'll go through all of the SEC teams while we're at it and tell you where they are currently ranked in the 2023 recruiting rankings. That's coming up next as we broadcast live again in Hendersonville. We'd love to see you. Bring the family. Brian's Motorsports, really cool shop here. As they will and can do it for sure. BriansMotorsports.com, the website. We'll be right back.
I'm Ryan Kelly with thehomeloanexpert.com. Banks are great for car loans, but when you need a home loan, you need an expert. We'll get you pre-approved the day you call in, lower rates, and with our 21-day closing guarantee, you'll be in your dream home in weeks.
Welcome back in 3HL 1045, The Zone, Dawn Davenport, alongside Ron Slay.
Hey, I'm in the building. Best believe I'm in the building. Better be ready. I'm in the building. I ain't got no rules. Time for the show.
College football ain't got no roof.
No, it doesn't.
Expansion ain't got no roof.
No,
Dan Wetzel ain't got no roof.
at all.
Yahoo Sports, Dan Wetzel joining us. Wetzel, where in the heck do we even start?
Some smoldering ruins. The backstabbing, the shanking, the
shanking,
prison yard mentality. I don't know. I don't know. Although it's wild out there.
It is wild out there. I'm actually going to start with a piece that you put out today, because a lot of people read the headline and be like, what the heck is Wetzel talking about? The headline, every college football fan should be rooting for the Pac-12's survival. Please explain.
Well, look, I've heard, whether you love the Pac-12 or not, or you care about the Pac-12 necessarily, or you think the Pac-12 did this to themselves, which they kind of did in a lot of ways. I love college football, and I love all of college football. I'm not a fan of just one team. And so what I love is the absurdity, the chaos, the anarchy, the jokes, the ridiculousness, the entire concept that you have 131 schools ranging from big state U's to elite private schools to military academies to religious institutions to former junior colleges to whatever the heck we come up with, all competing for one championship ostensibly. And as much as a great Alabama LSU game or Ohio State USC game is what more people will tune into, I love those Saturdays when there's like 75 games going on and it's chaos all over. I love that TCU and SMU play for an iron skillet. I love that Wyoming and Colorado State play for a boot. I love that last year, Indiana and Penn State went like 10 overtimes and couldn't convert a 2-point conversion.
Yeah.
I love the Hail Marys. I love I love it all. And I want all of it going on. And most of it is not a threat to anybody. And so when you pare down the conferences and you lead to 2 super conferences and maybe 40 teams that matter, then all you have is the NFL. The football may be better. There may be more better games to watch, but you lose part of what I love about this sport, and that's the vastness and the chaos of it. So as much as it's the Pac-12, the Big 12, the Mountain, all of it, it's better when all of them have something to play for and at least some kind of dream. You could make a playoff, or you matter, or it's still Division I. I'll take that over NFL light any day of the week.
So, and it's funny because we had this discussion almost word for word yesterday, because I said, what will be missed if we turn into super conferences, even if there's 3, because right now it seems to be a battle for who's going to be number 3.
Right.
And I said, man, I'm going to miss those rivalries that that you just can't keep all of them. They're not all going to be there. Like, some of those rivalries are going to end up going away. And I'm like, I'm going to miss the Jacksonville State almost upsetting Auburn, even though, I worked a lot of those games,
Right.
4 years ago. So I actually worked that game. But, and the joy that you see from the guys that were just a little too small or a little too slow to, go play at a big school, but then get a chance to possibly upset a big school and get to play in that arena, like all of that, I think, will be missed. So is this just all about money?
Yeah, it's money and, the lack of a postseason that sets up, that assures access to it, and the fear of being just not in that spot where you can still attract recruits. So, it's those things. But a lot of college football programs they know they're never going to win the national championship. They're not really even competing for the national championship, just trying to be a little bit better each year, beat their rival. And that's what forms the majority of the sport. Even in the SEC, which has the most schools that think they can win a national title, at least half of them know they never are going to.
Yeah.
And they're just sort of there. And, hey, maybe we beat Alabama every once in a while. But every time that conference gets stronger, you get knocked down a peg or two in this case. And so it's even harder to have a good, a great season or things like that. So I don't see the benefit. Somehow college football and college athletics has sold fans on the idea that you should be cheering for revenue numbers and revenue shares and TV contracts. None of that stuff is going to really help you. Nobody really gets any better when they move conferences. A lot of times they get worse in terms of wins and losses. And the fact there's more money to buy out some bad defensive coordinator, or the AD gets more time on a private jet, or more people get country club memberships, like tickets aren't going down, tuition's not going down. It's like you don't sit there as say a Detroit Lions fan and go, hey, we never win. We've never been to the Super Bowl, but did you see how great the TV ratings were for the Packers-Chiefs game?
Right.
Whoever thought a Colts fan would bring us something?
I mean,
See, so
right?
much love.
He's got ball in him too, though. That's why.
Because your favorite quarterback plays for the Colts.
Yeah, Peyton Manning. He retired.
What you got on that thing over
Well
there?
played.
Barbecue sauce?
Hey, man, listen.
I saw really fresh jalapenos.
Gold-blooded pineapples, jalapenos, look like ham, some drizzle. What is that? Barbecue drizzle, teriyaki drizzle.
Teriyaki drizzle.
A little extra cheese.
That's unexpected.
It's doing what it's supposed to do now. I'm gonna tell you that.
Thin
I'm gonna be
crust.
real. Yeah, I gave him 8. That's pretty high.
Main Street pub up the street.
I was going to say that's a
high.
good score.
Like to
from
go get a
Slay.
10, that means you need to send me to the bathroom immediately.
Well,
Because
Zach was like,
it's gluttony.
to watch my girlish figure, and then Don goes, "Don't worry, here comes Slade. Just wash his hands. Look at him." And you're like, drying your hands off.
It's time for me to go get
It
it.
was time to go get it.
Mhm.
Brian's Motorsports in Hendersonville. Brian just came up to the table. Good to see him. And they got your customization needs for your ride, custom design for your vehicle. Hit up BMS in Hendersonville. We'll be here until 6 o'clock. The Southeastern Chevy GMC Truck Nationals pre-party begins at 5. Bring the family. Free event. Party starts, as I said, at 5 o'clock. They'll have food trucks. You can see show trucks from all over the Southeast. Some of them have been rolling through here, man. Like their customized clientele through the parking lot has been fun to watch.
What about that Corvette?
And he says it's just warming up. He said by the time we get ready to go off, it's gonna be jumping.
I parked next to the
Shut the
Corvette.
street down.
Yeah, you did. I saw that.
I was nervous about it.
I was a little nervous that you were a little close.
Yeah, I'm just gonna have random notes throughout the show, if that's okay with y'all.
Sure.
Former Independence High School baseball star Robert Hassell is killing it in high A ball for the Fort Wayne Tin Caps, and I'm telling you, man, there are so many people, kids, young adults, old guys from the Nashville, Middle Tennessee area making waves in the MLB, and it's just increasing year by year. And here's another kid, a couple years out of high school, will play in the Futures game in LA on July 16th. Very, very cool. So he plays center field. I noticed he was 3 for 4 doubles and was walked intentionally twice in extra innings because they didn't want to pitch to him. But this is the kid I've talked about on this show from time to time. I took my kids into Blake Krieger's place, RBI baseball in Franklin, when my oldest was like 12, I think. Well, he's Robert Hassell's age. He actually pitched against him one time. I'll tell you that in a second. But when we walked in, there was a different sound coming off the bat of this 12-year-old kid in the cage. And I said, Craigs, who is that? And he said, that's Robert Hassell. He's going to play in the majors. He said that he was 12 years old. And he is going to play in the Futures game coming up this weekend. But, yeah, so Connor, my oldest, pitched for Hillsborough Middle School, and he pitched against Robert Hassell, and I was working that day. So when I was driving home, he called me, and I said, how'd it go? And he goes, well, I faced Hassell. And I go, what happened? He goes, he didn't hit a homer. I go,
I did my job.
Success. I go, well, what did he do? He goes, he hit it off the fence.
That ain't a homer.
So represent Middle Tennessee. That's awesome. So recruiting rankings, and believe me, we will hit on the NHL stuff, and you'll have fun with us having fun with that. It looks like David Poyle totally went John
Gangsta.
Robinson on the first round pick. That a lot of people had ranked in like this guy from Top Down Hockey had him ranked 4th overall.
Yeah.
But he suffered a shoulder injury during the season, so he dropped. So kind of a John Robinson deal there. But in terms of recruiting, Tennessee got another commitment today. They've had a bunch lately. And if I can find it, here it is. Tennessee football, another big commitment today. 4-star offensive lineman Shamarad Umarov announced his commitment to the Vols over Georgia. He's from Denmark, Georgia. Where's that, Babs?
Like basically Alpharetta, I think. A little bit outside of Alpharetta.
I see you, Babs.
6'6", 337.
I mean, I am from there.
6'6", 337.
That is a large man.
What are these recruiting profiles going to look like 25 years from now?
It's a load.
You know, people just keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Mm-hmm. Goodness
6'6",
gracious.
337. They also recently got a 4-star athlete, Cameron Seldon, chose Tennessee over Penn State yesterday, 6'1", 220, Northumberland, Virginia. 5-star 2024 athlete, Jonathan Eccles, committed a few days ago, 6'5", 230, tight end at IMG Academy. And a commitment from 3-star cornerback Christian Conyer a few days ago, chose Tennessee over Kentucky, 6'2", 170, South Warren, Kentucky. So Tennessee now ranked number 5 in the 24/7 recruiting rankings for 2023. Number 5.
Here's the deal, too. Just with that latest recruit, you're taking a kid out of Georgia. You're taking a
Georgia.
highly ranked kid out of Georgia and over Georgia. And especially at that offensive line position, like that's a huge get for Josh Heupel in Tennessee. The fact that he's not a Bulldog is, I mean,
When Georgia can get anyone
everybody,
they want.
exactly. And most Georgia kids, you're going to Georgia.
Right. Before I get Slay's take, we got to properly introduce Ron Slay.
Oh,
See, I go on vacation, I come back, I totally forget to introduce Ron Slay.
I'm in the building.
It's a Friday.
Okay, this is a game day. It's a game day.
Ron Slay. Y'all better buckle up, because this car ain't got no roof.
Yeah. So, Slay Dog, I'm going to read the top 5.
All right, talk to me, man.
But before I read the top 5,
What's happening?
I'm going to tell you that Tennessee, currently ranked number 5 in recruiting, means that Tennessee is currently ranked number 1 in the SEC in recruiting.
I'll tell you what, man. Go ahead, just read the top.
it's
5.
amazing. It's amazing.
Because listen, man, I'm turning over a new leaf this year, man. You
It's
know
amazing what a multiple $1 million quarterback will get you.
No, Babs.
Yes, Babsy.
No, Babs. It's amazing what happens when you climb up out the ashes, man, and they wash you down with the water hose, and you clean off, and you're like, ooh. Man, that young man looks pretty good when he get up out of the ashes. So we got a nice suit on. Thank you, Josh Heupel. You know what I mean? We got a nice little hat on. Thank you, Danny White. You know, and some nice shoes. Thank you, Plowman. Hey, man, I mean, we just here to do what we do. We coming back from what we left, man. Y'all thought we was gone, but now we back. We coming back from what we left. I'm telling y'all. But I'm going to be cool because I'm turning over a new
Yeah,
leaf.
because that was cool.
Sound like you're going to be cool.
I'm turning over a new leaf.
All right, number 1 in the
What you
country currently. I can't do anything about what this list
Okay.
looks like a month from now, but as of right now,
Man, we focused on the moment.
this is what we can talk about.
Focus on the moment.
Number 1, Notre Dame.
That's cute.
Everybody's so happy that Brian Kelly left, they're jumping in.
But guess what?
No.
What's his
He
name?
is-
Marcus Davenport?
Yeah, not Davenport. Freeman.
Yo, my
Yeah.
man.
But there is a Marcus Davenport
Hey,
out there. So yeah.
But him.
But yes,
Hey, man.
he is. You saw that reaction though.
I know.
Right,
That-
you
you
saw
knew
the
where I was
reaction
going. You knew where I
from
was
his
going.
players when he was named coach after Brian Kelly left, and that is all you needed to see. Those players love him. They play for him. They respect him. They
Yep.
appreciate him,
Yep.
and he is absolutely killing it in recruiting right now.
Number
And-
2.
Hold on. Before you go, the biggest thing in that, what you got to realize, we talk about relationships all the time. The kids are the ones that really sell the program and
Yep.
do the recruiting. So, like you said, that said enough,
Yep.
that response. So, who else they got ahead of us?
the Ohio State University.
I mean, listen, man, they ain't had no fall off. They ain't had to climb out no dumpster. That's cool. That's what's up.
That's bad news for Michigan.
Taylor Lewan.
Number 3, Texas.
Ooh.
Now that
Arch Manning committed, and
UT.
then 9 other dudes committed in less than a week.
But you know what
UT.
though? Yeah, no, Texas, University of Texas. Do you know what with them?
Should we go back to the Acho video?
Yeah.
Interview.
We horn down all
Slay.
day. Here. Find me, Sankey.
Slay reached
me.
across the table.
Hey, we're about to see Sankey in like 2 weeks. So
Don't
can
find me,
you
Sankey.
can
I'm
you
sorry.
tone that
Dude,
down?
just
the
playing.
last time we saw Sankey, we talked to him first after the Texas-Oklahoma thing.
Yep.
What's
And
going to
he
break
was-
this week? This time.
He was a little salty with us.
Yes.
Nice
did-
try. No.
He did compliment us on the way that we continually ask the same question.
But you know what though?
Yeah, we talked about that yesterday. You're very good at your job, but no.
Yeah. And I'm not fearful.
Obviously not that good at our job.
Not
But back
fearful
to
of
that
them,
Acho Super Bowl interview. Acho played at Texas. Slay literally reached across the table and put the upside down horns in his face. And man, did you see the look on his face?
Yeah, I mean,
That's some serious
see, if
stuff.
I would have been 6'1", I'm looking at the camera, Acho. If I would have been 6'1", you probably would have attacked me. I'm a big boy though. Y'all ain't used to tangoing with this down there in Texas. You know what I mean? Come on to the SEC.
By the way,
Didn't Vince Young
Sam
get-
Acho is not a small man.
No, he's not. Yeah.
Like,
I'm glad he didn't come across. I ain't feel like tangoing right there.
he might be one of the nicest humans
Yeah.
Very
ever
cool.
too.
Like when your traps meet your earlobes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Without you flexing them up. It's just
Yeah.
sitting up there.
Didn't Vince Young get in a fight in a strip club because somebody upside down horns him?
Yes.
I wouldn't. I mean, I would probably. If I
No,
went
that
to that
is
school,
true. It was,
I
it
would
was
do it
while
too.
he was with the Titans, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He carried
Yeah.
with you.
Yes.
I mean, hey, it is
Like
what it is.
it is a real. I mean, it's a real. It rubs them the wrong way.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. Without
Very
Anti-Tony
real.
Gill. I always go to that.
Rub you the right way.
Number 4, Clemson. Look at Dabo back in the
There you
mix
go.
after griping about NIL for 2 years.
He's still griping about it.
Yes.
Number 5, Tennessee.
Hey, Rocket Top, you'll always be home, sweet home to me.
Woo.
You think Joan Jett the only one can go acoustic? Hey,
Yo, Jet.
what? See, that's the look. Listen, ball fans, when you're walking down the street and you got your face painted orange, or it's painted white, either one. Look to your left and look to your right. And the look that Don Davenport just gave, that's what we gonna see. So get used to it. They're gonna be frowning at us. They deserve it.
Wait,
Have a smile on your face.
wait till Don Davenport sees.
We on the way.
Here's me read.
Let's go back.
We're Auburn.
Rocket Top, you'll always be home.
I'm about to cut his mic off. I'm
What
there.
if we got Joan Jett to sing Rocky Top on 3?
What
That's
if we go
never
in the
happening.
SEC East
You can't
this
even
year?
get. Oh my gosh! Seriously.
I'm turning over a new leaf. I'm going back.
Seriously.
I digress. I
He said
digress.
You
I
have-
digress.
You have no
I digress.
freaking idea
I'm sorry.
what this roster
I'm
is
sorry.
going to
Hey,
do
I'm sorry.
on the field. On paper, they look real good.
Okay.
Guess what has looked real good for a long time?
Okay.
Ohio State on
Rocket
paper.
Top, you'll always be number 5 in the nation right now to me.
All right.
Check it out.
Why are you letting this continue?
Because it's funny. It's really funny to me.
Wow! We've been down for so long.
Don, you wanted him back. He's back now.
I'm tired. Football season around the corner. Brian Motorsports, give me some UT rims, baby. Y'all come out and get to all your UT rims. We paint them. We do everything to them. Come on out here.
Hey, I have a question.
What?
If Tennessee struggles this year,
See, why
no.
you looking so
Hey.
far ahead, man? So why
Well,
we
Blake,
can't be right
listen,
Like today is today.
Golly.
Right, Slay?
are you gonna own this moment right here?
You know I will.
Are you gonna suck it up and allow me to say, I told you that you don't win games on freaking paper?
You most definitely I will. But
Hunk,
let
record
me tell
that.
you this. If it's over, what was it? Over 8?
Wait, number 1. When's the last top 5 class Tennessee had? It's been a while.
I don't know.
Everybody likes to say Tennessee has big recruiting classes. They
I
really
don't know.
have.
No, I don't know. No,
Compared to
Lord
the
knows.
SEC.
Well, guess what? Auburn's
knows.
had good recruiting classes, and look
Well,
where they are right now.
I mean, everybody is about a little different.
Well, and to be fair,
Means
like,
a little more than everybody else.
Georgia and Alabama are 1 and 2 for like the last decade. So,
Right.
I mean, it does. There is some translation here. Number 6.
Listen, NIL has completely shifted this landscape.
Well, and there's some talking points that we need to get to in here. We got 4 minutes
Mark
to get this
Stoops
list.
does not like it. Did y'all see that?
Oh, yeah. Oh, 2015? Yeah.
He said it's cheating.
That was so long ago. Yeah.
All right,
and he's out there trying to get some bread.
when's the one before that? Because then it's one in however many years. Probably. Yeah, so 7 years ago. 8 years ago.
Yes.
8 years ago. Tennessee.
We just found the dumpster.
Number 6, the State Penn State University.
James Franklin.
Yep.
You know what to do.
You know he's a salesman.
Number 7.
We saw it here in Nashville for 2 years.
Yep. Man, he's a divisive guy, but man, I love that dude when he was here. He was so much fun. Number 7 is an SEC school, not named Georgia or Alabama. Arkansas.
Oh,
Pittman.
I was going to say Texas A&M.
I tell you what, though. Man, after the interview we had with Pittman.
We've had 2.
Yeah, he kind of got me, man. I'm sold, man. When you talk about winning on paper, he got me before going into the season. I'm going to be honest.
He's like the golly, we'll do our best kind of guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you know what he mean deep inside, though.
Yeah, but it's there.
We're going to
behind
step on your
the
neck.
scenes,
Yeah.
It's the...
You can see it.
Yep.
You can see it.
Well, and all we see is the, turn that damn jukebox up after a win and then partying in the locker room. But, the day-to-day, he's business, man. He is business.
Number 8 and number 3 in the SEC, Georgia. Number 9 and number 4 in the SEC, Alabama. Number 10, Baylor, who's having one of their best classes ever. So we'll go through the rest of the SEC real quick. Number 13 in the nation, number 5 in the league, LSU. 29, Florida Gators. Number 30, South Carolina. 8th in the league, 52nd overall, Vanderbilt.
Hey, okay.
Clark Lee, man.
There are 6 SEC schools ranked behind Vanderbilt.
Tell me the last time that's happened.
Right?
Man.
James Franklin had a top 20 class. But, yeah.
What was that, 16? 12?
Yeah, but he never won with that top 20 class.
Because he
won with the players that were there.
Yeah.
Right. But he did win. And he won 8 games 2 years in a row, which had never been done at Vanderbilt. But, yes.
Man.
Number 9 in the SEC, 53 overall, Kentucky. 57 overall, Mississippi State. 59, Missouri. 60, and number 12 in the league, Texas A&M.
Where's Ole Miss?
Did they blow all of their wad last recruiting class? Are they now trying to raise money? Like they're in raise money mode, trying to replenish that budget.
Well,
they better.
Everybody is.
Yeah.
Yeah, but according to Saban, they bought their class, so they have to refill the tank.
I guess.
It won't take long.
Well, guess what? Maybe they don't have to.
I'm going to ask a question about that for the next segment. But to continue, 61, Ole Miss. 68, 14th in the SEC, Auburn.
Listen.
Dead last.
I told y'all.
But it's because, sorry.
That was the coaching, though. That's a coaching problem.
It's a coaching problem because everybody knew they were trying to fire the coach.
Yeah.
So that's an easy sell against them.
Oh, you're talking about Auburn?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So all these guys are saying, hey, dude, Harsin ain't going to be back.
What a disaster.
Dog.
Like, why can't the boosters just give somebody a chance?
Ask Texas. They try to figure it out, too.
Yeah, they've been trying to figure it out for a while. They might have figured it out with Sark.
They may have gotten something, yep. But
boosters
really like Sark.
Boosters don't become big boosters by giving people chances. Boosters become big boosters by cutting people's throats.
They make business decisions up there.
Yeah, business decisions, but
you gotta have time to grow.
The question is, does that spill over well into college football?
How quiet is Lane gonna be about this?
Yeah, Ole Miss 61.
But that ain't dang.
Here, I want to ask the question about it's interesting because if you just recruit with money now, with a budget, can you have really good years and really dry years? What's the proper mix? What's the sales angle?
That's a good question.
Because if Texas A&M did blow its budget on last class and now they're trying to replenish, I don't know. That's just what it seems like. How big of an issue could that be? 615-737-1045. 3HL broadcasting live on a Trash Talk Friday. We just did recruiting rankings. If you want to trash talk that, you can. Slay's here for you for that. Brian's Motorsports in Hendersonville, 789 West Main Street. Davenport shakes her head. Southeastern Chevy GMC Truck Nationals pre-party. I wasn't even looking at you, but I saw it. I felt it. Free event. Party starts at 5 o'clock, but we're the pre-party at the pre-party. So
That's right.
come
We
by.
cranked up.
We'll be here at 3HL 1045 The Zone.
I'm Ryan Kelly with thehomeloanexpert.com. Banks are great for car loans, but when you need a home loan, you need an expert. We'll get you pre-approved the day you call in, lower rates, and with our 21-day closing guarantee, you'll be in your dream home in weeks.
Welcome back in 3HL 1045 The Zone. Especially on a day like today, man, it is steamy. Steamy.
I just made the comment during the break, and I do it without thinking, and Babs gets mad at me, but it's moist.
I hate that word. It's the worst word.
Worse than thick?
I always feel like
they're both bad.
I always feel like I've done my job if I can help Slay to achieve the cartoon version of Ron Slay and get Babs like right at the level where she wants to throat punch me.
Or him.
I'm already there at 3:43 p.m. All right, go home. My work here is done. Yeah, man, they've got some cool wheels in here. I want to put some gold wheels on mine.
Ooh, you fancy.
Look at copper over there, Slay.
Yeah, no, I'm cool on the
wall.
Where? Oh yeah, that look good though.
Black. I've always been like, my favorite color is black.
You know what I love that he does to the trucks? What do you call it? The undercarriage? Is that the name of it? That ain't the name of it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. He bust out laughing. The undercarriage, man. I love it. Like his
I just thought of Austin Powers saying something about an undercarriage.
So he got an F-250, man. I think it's an F-250, but blacked out. Brian.
Oh, Brian
Motorsports. Yeah, it looked like a Transformer. It looked exactly like Optimus Prime would look if he was in 2022.
If he sits at a light too long, it's just going to raise up into something that can just laser shoot everything.
And it's red all up on this. Hey, man, it's a cold piece of work, man. I'm telling you. Better get out here and come see it. Because I'm going to see if I can drive it.
Remember Aaron Kinney that used to be in this market, played tight end for the Titans? Awesome dude. He worked
volunteer fireman.
Yeah, and then paid fireman and now fire chief, I think, in the Boston area. But he had a Ford F650. And Moan keeps I told Moan about that.
Is that a real thing?
Yeah. I told Moan about that, and Moan was like, man, I don't know. I'm like, Moan, I'm not gonna lie to you.
Trust me.
My man was huge. He needed a big truck.
650.
That thing was so
I think that's kind of like Shaq. Shaq had one, I think.
I think Shaq had one. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It is humongous. It looked like an 18-wheeler, but without the 18 wheels.
What'd you say, an F650?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's humongous.
And the F stands for, I don't know.
Ford.
I was going to say effing big truck.
You wouldn't be far off.
Probably works.
Hey, speaking of college football, again, you can hit us 615-737-1045. We're going to be all over the board today. Just going to go ahead and warn you on that one. I cannot wait. One of the things I'm looking forward to most this college football season, y'all, is our blowout situations in Tennessee games. For the Vols to be in a blowout situation, you know why? Because I want to see Joe Milton out there doing his best Billy Madison dodgeball routine, just trying to kill people, his own teammates. With Coach Mack says Brett Favre threw piss missiles, right? And he'll use that terminology. My man's throwing nuclear bombs.
Yeah.
There's mushroom clouds laid where he hits his own receivers.
Yeah.
Was that Jalen Hyde he laid out?
Yeah. Yeah. He caught the ball and hurt him.
People in the second row are nervous.
No, he ain't gonna play fair when he got the rifle.
I think first three rows you should all be wearing catcher's gear if my man comes in the game because you are in play.
Joe Milton, baby.
I can't wait for Joe Milton.
By the way, I just texted my reps.
Wait, she's a rep? When did she get rep? Wait a minute. She's a low-key rep.
F650 does exist, and it stops at F750.
Really?
Ooh, yeah. I wonder if EK knows that. I'm gonna text him.
Maybe 750.
I know people at Two Rivers Sports, so that's how I found out.
Tell him pull up, Babsy.
His 650.
Because you got to climb too high.
I'm not. Oh wow!
Man.
Yeah. He has
F750.
He has a stool.
Why do you even need a truck that big?
Oh, you in the road with it. You on big road. You got to ride like me.
Yeah, you got things to do.
You can make it into a dump truck. It's so big. No, seriously. Somebody just put a dump on the back of it.
Oh, he said they're mostly like your big, like power trucks and stuff, equipment trucks. That's kind of what they are.
You could do your dream of doing collecting everybody's garbage in your neighborhood.
Yep.
Remember you were wanting to do
that?
Yeah.
Why did you want to do that? I went to the dump the other morning and I thought about you.
And it was cool, wasn't it? Because they're my people up here.
I love the guys at the dump.
And first of all, hey, y'all, it's not the dump. It's the recycling center.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. People.
The dump is where people take the dead bodies. The recycling center is where the old guys are, and they'll talk your ear off, man.
I got them my people out there. Man, what's his name, man? Golly.
Probably like,
I forgot his name.
Dirty Stan or something.
No, man, it's over the sea. Cliff or something, man. And then my homegirl that be with him, man, and she out there too. They're my people, man. Like they always pull up
at the recycling center.
At the recycling center,
they're so happy, and it was so hot out there, and they're the best there.
And guess what? I got water for them. That's why
you bring them all the time.
My people up there, man. Yeah,
I love it.
Brentwood Recycling Center. There's some good people up there, man.
615-737-1045. Told you we'd be all over the place. Shout out to the recycling guys.
Yeah.
Falls Deep in Nashville is next up on 3HL. Falls Deep, what's up?
Hey, what's up, you guys? I'm not saying it's hot today, but, man, I saw two hobbits throw a ring on the job site today.
What happened, Falls Deep? Say it again.
I said, I'm not saying it's been hot today, but man, I saw two hobbits throw a ring onto the job site earlier today.
Yeah.
I wanted to chime in on Trash Talk Friday. I had the biggest grin on my face when I heard how far Ole Miss fell in recruiting. Once again, signifying that I've been calling the Lane train is starting to crumble because his only saving grace was Matt Corral. And everyone's about to see he is the most overrated coach in the SEC. And one more thing for Trash Talk Friday for that other team down south. If your favorite dating site is Ancestry.com, you might say roll tide.
There we go. Listen, man,
I don't agree. I love the trash talk, but I don't agree with that take on Lane Kiffin.
Well,
Slay?
I honestly didn't hear it. I didn't hear it because it was my. He
said that Lane Kiffin's going to be exposed. He's not good. And all that
He's not a good coach. It was
I
just because of Matt Corral.
No, I disagree with that.
Yeah.
I think before Matt Corral, he was a good coach. When he was at Alabama, he was a good coach. USC, he was a good coach. At Tennessee, he was the man can coach.
Yeah.
His butt. School, but
right.
The thing for me about them dropping is going back to what we were saying, a month ago?
Yeah, I was shocked by that.
Yeah, like he should be he's out there in Bentleys picking these kids up in Phantoms, Rolls Royce Phantoms, come to the SIP. This is everywhere, like on boating trips with Kermit Davis. They all have come to the SIP shirts, so they doing everything to recruit. It just ain't enough, man, when it's right there in Oxford, and that's been my whole point. He's going to have to leave in order to get the guys that he wants to get consistently and as many of them as he wants to get. I ain't saying he's going to get two or three.
You say that he's never going to be able to recruit elite level talent consistently in Oxford.
Yeah, and not –
That's your argument.
Yeah, and not a plethora of it.
Right.
Imagine what he would do at USC. Imagine what he would do at Alabama. Imagine at Tennessee.
Well, he's been there.
It's true.
Well, I mean,
been there. Been there too.
Honestly, that's
didn't work out there.
That's why Lane Kiffin is. I mean, it just feels like he's angling for that next thing, right?
The next gig, the next SEC gig.
I mean, and look, I love the Ole Miss tradition, and we actually went to Oxford for a baseball tournament this year. I'd never been there. It's a really cool
awesome
campus.
little city, right?
It's an awesome little city, but there you go, little city, and it's hard to get to. And they have their private airport or whatever, and that's how they fly all these, official visits in there. But when families have to start getting there and all that, it's tough. So, I don't know.
Let me clear it up too, y'all, because I don't want nobody hitting me on Twitter and be like, "Hey, what do you mean you can't do it in Oxford?" Listen, I'm not saying anything about Ole Miss. I'm saying Ole Miss is a great school. The atmosphere they got there is phenomenal, especially on game days. That was one of the places I hated to go play before they built the new arena. Go down that little bitty hole, man, with them fans right on top of you. That was a tough place to play. We barely got out of there.
I will say, to your point, while we were there, I did experience a couple of people saying some really weird things to me, and they didn't even know me. So I'm like, how are those words coming out of your mouth? You don't even know me.
So that's what I'm saying. When you leave the bubble of the campus, and to me, now college campuses and programs are much more than just what's on campus. So when we went to Knoxville, you'll venture off on the strip a little bit. That's still kind of on campus. Go to the old city a little bit. That's still kind of on campus.
Town Mall or whatever.
Now people stand all the way out west, playing all the way out Chapman Highway, like staying everywhere. So you leave just that bubble. It's not okay to just stay in the dorm, especially when you get NILs. You're going to go get your own apartment. You know what I'm saying? So that's my whole thing to that point.
All right. If you're on hold, stay there. We'll get to you, LB, next up. 615-737-1045 at 3HL1045. Preds with the NHL draft. I mean, they started rounds 2 through 7 today at 10 in the morning. The NHL just does its own thing. They don't care about thinking about hey, maybe it's smart that we do all this prime time.
Who's watching this?
But I also feel like it's kind of like the baseball draft.
Let's do it.
It's like,
you don't see those guys on the ice tomorrow.
In a lot of cases.
Only in a very few cases.
Right. So that's valid. But they're just like, hey, man, it's 10 o'clock in the morning. Let's go. And people can follow it if they want to follow it. But we do have some interesting information about some of the picks. 615-737-1045.
Hi, I'm Ryan Kelly. Thinking you need a big down payment to buy a house? Well, you don't. So stop searching for the money. At thehomeloanexpert.com, we can get you in the home of your dreams with no money down. Get pre-approved today at thehomeloanexpert.com.
His name is Ron Slade.
What's happening, people?
And from Nashville, Tennessee, at 6'8", at power forward, Ron Slade. Y'all better buckle up, because this car ain't got no roof.
Let's go then. I don't think you need no roof today.
What up, Slade Dog?
Man, I'm good, Euro. Welcome back, Euro.
Thank you. It's been a minute.
Yeah,
Missed
good
y'all.
assignment. Did you do your homework on your assignments? You need to make sure you turn them in to me and Babs.
It's
so we can
funny.
check
Like
them.
I really stayed off social media while I was out, and then I got on last night and I saw like really random things that people were upset about.
Yeah.
You know, like people really get upset like about any and everything these days.
Mm-hmm.
But there were a bunch of people seemingly upset over the fact that fireworks make noise. Like this is a real thing.
Yeah, I mean, you may want to introduce her.
She's Star
She
Davenport.
got something to say about this. And she has a good point. I'm going to be honest.
Twitch, please. Twitch, please. Twitch, please.
So is this a thing?
Let me
people,
go ahead
people are
and
upset?
tell you why you're calling.
I'm an advocate of
I'm just new to this. I'm new to people being upset about this.
About fireworks?
Yes.
Like on actual 4th of July?
Yeah.
You can't be upset on 4th of July.
You can't be upset on 4th of July.
You have a
Oh,
24
you gotta
hour
let it
window.
go.
Yeah, you got a 24
You got
hour
that
window.
24-hour day. But see, I'm going to stand up for all the pet owners out there that have
me. Like I don't.
crazy A dogs that you have to drug and lock in the bedroom with the TV on volume 50
Okay.
so they don't freak out and run into the walls
So-
of your house.
Back in the 1880s when people were in cabins in the Cades Cove area and people started launching fireworks, I'm sure the dogs were upset then too.
It's true.
Do you think that they were launching fireworks in the cabin?
Well, they might have been using dynamite. I don't know.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, but
But yes, I do. They just didn't have
it's just a new
the
thing to me.
they just didn't
So-
have the internet to complain about it.
Yes, that's true. And so I asked my wife, I'm like, is this like a new thing? And she's like, where have you been? I'm like,
Okay, but perfect example. Now, let me say this. When I was on the morning show, I would bust out my door in my nightie and yell at anybody doing because I had to get up at 2 a.m. and at 10 o'clock on July 5th or July 6th, people are shooting off fireworks. I'm like, listen, some people have to go to work and get up early. The 4th of July is over. Stop.
So, okay, I would have been the petty guy.
I know you would have done it right. See, and I would have walked out in my nightie and taken your fireworks and dumped water all over those mugs.
Oh,
there's actually a
that would have been
funny,
low down.
funny story that has been told on 3HL before involving Blaine Bishop and some maybe out of time fireworks.
What?
Where he was with some buddies, allegedly, although both told the story. So, in a neighborhood,
Allegedly.
yeah, in a neighborhood, and they're just having fun. They're shooting off fireworks. I'm like, okay, great. If it's legal, go ahead. I don't care. I get where you're coming from, Babs, and I understand people with pets. But like in 1948, people are launching fireworks, and pets are still doing what they're doing, and nobody gives a crap. Like there are bigger things to worry about, right? But to your point, on social media, there's never a bigger thing to worry about. It's like whatever's like that wheel right there is not big enough. Damn it!
Yeah.
That's the wrong color of silver. Oh,
I know.
You
How
know?
dare you?
Um,
Shame on you.
So Blaine is just having a good time, and so there was a person that we all know that came on the show and verified the truth of the story. But anyway, he was trying to get his kids to sleep, him and his wife.
This person?
Yes, his name is Brant Snedeker.
Oh, jeez.
So Brant just understood that there were people outside in the street shooting off fireworks. He didn't know who was involved and may not have even in the moment. But so he comes out to ask, hey guys, it's kind of late. I'm trying to get my kids to sleep. Can we not do this?
That was nice of him.
And Blaine was like, Sneds!
No, you can't go to sleep.
There are so many Blaine and Sned's funny stories. Like we went to the Waste Management Open when the Super Bowl, because the Waste Management Open is in the Phoenix area, and it is a phenomenal golf tournament. If you have the ability to go, they've got the stadium hole, which is completely enclosed by bleachers and skyboxes, and It's a par 3, and they're loud as crap. It's anti-golf in there.
It's kind of like what the live events are going to turn into.
It might be. They should do that. I mean, they should do that because everybody that like follows golf understands what this hole is.
Right.
So like you're ridiculing golfers, and God help you if you miss a 6-foot putt or something, and all this. It's so much fun. So we were there, and Sneds was on the practice range, but so we had a view. We're like, I wonder where Sneds. Oh, there he is. So he's on the practice range. And there's like a light drizzle. And so Brian's like, oh, there he is, Sneds! And like yells across it. Because Sneds wasn't next to us. There were like 10 golfers between us and Sneds. And they all were trying to work on their game and all this.
That's, I mean, at least it was that event, right?
Yes, that's true. I love Blaine Bishop so much, man.
Hitman.
The Hitman. Yes. So anyway, what were we talking about? Oh, yeah, fireworks. So, I mean, I guess, so that's what I learned getting on social media last night. By the way, right now in Hendersonville.
Current temp?
We were talking about the heat. It is 99 degrees with a heat index of 111.
You feel every bit of it, too.
By the way, there's a excessive heat warning, just in case you're
wondering. You know what that means? Stay in. It's too hot, people.
No, come here and then stay.
I mean, don't stay. Yeah, because it's a party. See, it's different when you partying. When you come to partying, you can really just go and do whatever in the heat. You can do it in the cold. You can do it in the rain. Some people, they try to party in tornadoes, like the storm trackers. That's kind of like a party. But come on over here. Don't worry about the heat. What's so funny, man?
His comparisons, yeah.
But it's real.
Oh, they've been on point this week.
I see. We've been rolling.
Yep.
What was the one that I saw come through Twitter yesterday? Is something about thunderstorms.
I was telling them. You know what I mean? That's something that your best sleep is when you're in the thunderstorm. Go do the number 2. That's some of your best number 2. That's a fact. Yeah, because you like the rumble.
Can you imagine
like the rumble?
My reaction to this conversation yesterday? I'm like, I'm out.
No, but y'all know the rumble. If you time it like the rumble.
Here it is from Mac. When it's thunderstorming, that's some of the best number 2-ing, which is exactly what you just said.
It is.
I love you at Ron Slate 35. You're the best. I love you too.
I'm telling you, man.
3HL easily my favorite show.
Man, just think. In the movie Shawshank Redemption, our guy he would have never escaped if it wasn't for a thunderstorm.
That's right. He had to time out the crack of the pipe.
And what did he go through? Number 2. A pipe full of number 2.
A lot of number 2.
That's all I'm saying. It's the best time to go. Thunderstorm.
Swam through. Yeah.
Look at Babsy.
That's a great film.
I'm just saying, Babsy.
You guys into Wimbledon?
Nadal is out, right? He's hurt.
Ab injury, man. He pulled. That sucks.
Hey,
I was looking forward to that match. But Djokovic and Norrie from Great Britain were going at it today, and Norrie took the first set 6-2. I was like, I'm in.
See that? Listen.
It was false hope.
Every time. Djokovic gives everybody false hope. Everybody can beat Djokovic in the first set every single time. Then he gonna wipe the floor with you.
He's like the killer in the Killer movies.
That man's serious.
He'll let you think you're getting away.
Does his hair grow?
And then he'll just cut your head right off your body.
See.
By the end of the day, like you thought you had a chance.
See, this is what Hunk loves. That's what Hunk missed so much, to be able to start playing those little sounds like that.
Oh, yeah, we're talking killers. I've got an entire playlist. We're good to go.
Killer playlist. But you're right. That's what he gives you hope.
He does. And snatches it
just
from
like Jason in Friday the 13th.
Snatch it.
You think you're going to get away.
Come here.
And he's just walking. Like, Djokovic is so gangster that you'll hit a good shot and he'll like clap with his racket in his hand.
Yeah.
Like,
because he knows
nice shot, buddy. I got
he know he cold. He the coldest in the game. I'm gonna be real.
Somebody 2 days ago in the quarterfinal, slipped and fell and it hurt his ankle. Was trying to get up. Djokovic went over the net and like helped the guy up.
It's a G.
And then pounded him into the ground.
That's what it's about. Kill him with kindness.
Man, so I love that event. But anyway, Brian's Motorsports in Hendersonville, 789 West Main Street, Southeastern Chevy GMC Truck Nationals pre-party. I've seen some really cool customized cars come through here. Also, even though it's a truck type of deal, so it's really cool to just sit in front of these garage doors inside with the ceiling fans going, watching these vehicles ride by outside. It's going to be a fun day. By the way, Devin on the cover of NBA 2K23.
That's interesting.
There's a lot of dudes that could have been on that cover before him, I think. And no disrespect. I'm he's a great player.
Why him?
Scores in bunches, but yes, why him?
That's what I don't understand, because he was in the MVP race early, and then kind of, I wonder, did they decide this early in the season,
or is it just like a negotiation with a bunch of dudes, and then they just whatever's best for the company?
It could be
financially.
I think it's supposed to be numerous covers coming out, because I know I was gonna get the one, and I don't even play it anymore, but I was gonna get it just because it has Sue Bird and Diana Taurasi on it. On one of the covers. So I'm gonna make sure I get one of them as a collector's item.
Let me ask you this. Isn't he dating one of the Kardashians?
Yeah, Kendall.
Well, that's why he's on the cover.
Big money market, baby.
That's exactly
Simple.
why.
Simple. Yep. Ben Simmons was
sorry,
for a second,
Devin.
too. Yeah.
Don't mean to take away from your skill set. Sorry. But
got an opportunity over here.
Your girlfriend's kind of a
huge deal.
Huge deal.
Have the Kardashians ever dated anybody not famous?
Yeah, what's her name? Courtney.
Who?
Courtney.
I know, but who did she date that wasn't famous?
Her husband and baby father.
Lamar Odom?
No. Courtney's the little one. She dated, what's her name? Scott Disick. He wasn't famous.
Yeah, but he is now.
I mean,
everybody is now.
But outside of her, no.
Okay, but yeah, Scott Disick, I guess.
He wasn't famous at first.
Okay.
He's still hanging around though. He's like the longest running member of that show.
It's a roach. It's a roach. Can't get rid of him. Can't get rid of him. That's right. Hang on, Scott. Lord Disick. That's what he called himself. Y'all know that was one of my favorite shows while I was overseas. You got to do stuff to occupy your time. Instead of play video games all day, I used to watch that, Breaking Bad, Martin over and over.
Oh, I saw what you were talking about with the Martin reunion.
Something wrong, ain't it?
He looked a little off.
Told you.
Yeah.
I've been trying to tell Savage and them that's the whole weekend. They ain't watched it yet. And he's supposed to be a Martin fan. Shame on him.
Yeah, watch it yet?
Nope. I'm telling him when he get up here, shame on him too. He on the way up here.
615-737-1045. We'll visit with Ramon Foster when he gets here. Also, we'll get into the NHL deal if you haven't been paying attention. We've got the first round pick, some info there, and then all the other picks. And a really cool story on a trade the Preds made, which we'll tell you about also when we come back. Brian's Motorsports in Hendersonville. That's where we are. Just pull in, come in, say hi. Somebody brought pizza.
Cousin Zach Bunch, salute.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, my man.
615-737-1045. You want in at the RHL 1045 on Twitter.
Gupton in
because it did take Hendon Hooker some time to get on the field.
Yeah,
Greg. But when he did, that offense obviously is going to make players successful. But it was difficult to argue with the efficiency that Hendon Hooker showed in that offense. I mean, anybody can look at 31 touchdowns and 3 interceptions and say, yeah, that's was
pretty good.
Pretty good, right? But as far as his skill set is concerned, Greg, I wonder what you kind of saw from him at the position.
I will say this. My initial, the early viewing of his tape, I did not particularly like it, but he grew on me. Okay. And I ended up watching more than I probably should have, just because, I'm trying to watch, because all this is just, in a sense, preliminary, Buck. I mean, we have another whole season to play when I'll go into more detail after the 2022 season.
But it's good to do the groundwork the way that you do.
Right, but sometimes I watch a guy and I think, I really feel like I should watch a little more. Right. And that's the way I felt about Hooker. Because initially, and I think I mentioned this to you last week, not during the podcast, but I said I didn't like him early on. And the more I watched him, the more I thought he was intriguing.
Yeah.
He's going to be an older quarterback when he's drafted. And I don't know how the league will view that. I think he'll be 24, if I'm not mistaken, when he's drafted, assuming he is drafted. But he's tall, he's athletic, he's got a good arm. He can work the intermediate and deeper levels of the field. He's got mobility to make second reaction plays. He gives an offense the design quarterback run game. He's not an explosive, twitchy runner. He's not sudden. He's not, you don't look at him and go, wow, that's Lamar Jackson, but he's big and he's physical and he's got enough straight line speed that he's a factor as a runner.
It's neat.
It's a mess out there.
Need it.
Speaking of Matchbox 20, talking about how we had Kyle Cook on the show before. Not Joan Jett, though.
Joan Jett kicked us to the curb.
I just tweeted her again.
Gene Simmons from Kiss.
There you go, Babs.
Not Joan Jett.
I'm willing to bet about.
It didn't reach her.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure Joan Jett isn't on Twitter. By the way.
We did have somebody call her directly, though.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Yeah. I mean, she was busy. I get it. But,
Yeah,
but I don't know if she realizes she can call in anytime.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be like right day after her concert or anything. Hey, so yesterday was my Twitterversary. You know how like Twitter comes
Is that
up?
right?
Yeah. So it was yesterday, and I forget how many years it was, but I was like thinking about it. Do you know why I joined Twitter?
Why?
Chris Johnson. CJ2K.
Who made you join Twitter?
Yep, because
He was
back
going at
then,
it.
so I want to say it was it 10 years ago? It was 10 or 11 years ago. That it must be my Twitterversary from 10 or 11 years ago. I was working. No, it had to have been longer than that. Holy moly!
You can look real easy.
Oh, you look. You figure that
I'm
out.
definitely not going in your Snapchat.
No, I would advise not to do that because I'm sure I haven't been there in a while, so I'm sure there's plenty of obscene pictures from idiots in there.
Where the hell is your
Twitter app?
Yeah.
See, that's why I don't mess with them iPhones. Look, watch
No,
how easy.
I do mine
Watch
a lot.
how easy I get to it.
I do mine
I
a
get
lot
to it
different.
so
That's
easy.
why. So the reason I joined Twitter was, do you guys remember when Chris Johnson was holding out?
Yes.
You remember that?
Yes, he went on Twitter. A lot of people joined Twitter
because of that.
Because of that.
That is
Really?
the only reason I joined Twitter. I was the weekend anchor at WKRN, the ABC affiliate, doing sports. And I was like, dang it, I have to join this stupid app, whatever this is, because CJ2K would put his own updates on Twitter.
So he wouldn't talk to nobody.
He wouldn't talk to anybody. So which by the way, like everybody knows, I love me some Chris Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
He's one of my favorite people. But so anytime there'd be an update on him, it would come from him, but it would be in a tweet. So I had to join Twitter.
July 2009 is when you joined. So that was pre-training camp.
Pre-training camp.
2009.
Yep.
That's
and
crazy.
so the only reason I joined Twitter initially was because of Chris Johnson.
Well, look at you now.
Now look at me.
April 19th.
I live on that thing.
April 19, 2009. I'm user number 33,324,885.
There you go.
How you know that?
Tells me right there.
Wow.
Now who knows?
Let me see what
Who
I
knows
joined.
what's accurate or real or bots or whatever? But
See, I came 2 years after.
I will say this.
No, it's
Twitter,
funny that you said that because I know several people in this market that joined because
the only reason is because that's the only way you knew what was going through his mind during that holdout time.
So I joined Twitter because Mickey and I were doing a show called Overtime, and on Tuesdays we would do the show like 9 to midnight. And so we would work full-time jobs every day, and so we'd work all day and then do the show. Well, that show...
Did you do it every night?
Every night that there wasn't like some kind of play-by-play that would knock us off.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we were looking for ways to take phone calls without taking phone calls. Does that make sense? So like we created a Facebook page for Overtime where people could message us. And so we would use those messages as phone calls, basically.
Yep.
That could send us down various paths. So Twitter, I joined Twitter for that same reason. And Twitter in the radio world was as big a game changer as anything I can even tell you.
Yeah. Well,
Just
really, honestly, in the
informationally and-
sports world, it's very, it's
But it's another way.
your breaking sports news is so quick on Twitter.
That's what we used to tell people back then because you realize real quick, like once sports writers understood the power of it, they would start breaking their stories on Twitter before they could write it in the newspaper that
Yep.
actually existed.
Yep.
So
Crazy.
but for us, like anything social media, like Facebook back then, Twitter, any way that we could communicate with you guys, we loved it, and we did it, and
it was and it's an extra way to communicate with you all.
Game changer. Speaking of phone calls, we do have some 615-737-1045. Garrett is in Lebanon. Garrett, what's up, man?
Hey guys, how's it going?
Oh, we're good. I'm watching a food truck pull up here in Hendersonville at Brian's Motorsports, so it's about to be real good. Thank you.
Yeah. So Dawn and Slay, I got something for you. I called in yesterday, told you a story about someone's house getting electrocuted and they're having a fire in the crawl space.
Yes, Certipro.
I came into work this morning and I kind of told them all these stories, and they were like, well, the reason you don't hear about that anymore is because they don't use the copper pipes underneath the homes anymore that caused that to happen.
Wow.
So they're all PVC now, so that's why, Slay, you had never heard of that because it doesn't happen anymore, really.
That is.
So if we have a newer home, am I safe to shower during a thunderstorm?
You should be good, Dawn, because it's all plastic.
Boom.
Beautiful.
That's why I do it, Dawn.
That is not why you did it. You just didn't care.
That's why he did it.
This is life-changing.
So,
Garrett, you just changed our lives.
I know. I'm here to help. And then my trash talk Friday is to the national media. This is the third year in a row in which they have said that the Colts are going to win the division, and now they got them at ranked number 4 to win the Super Bowl this year. It's like, why can't we get we can't get anything. We can't get no recognition. The only recognition we got was for AJ and Derrick Henry. So, that's my trash talk. It goes out to the national media for not giving the Tennessee Titans and Tennessee sports in general any respect.
Hey, Garrett, since you brought that up, hang with me, man, because I've got a list that Hunt sent us from CBS Sports.
R-E-S-P-E-C-T.
5 teams that will take a step back in 2022.
Yep.
Number 5 on this list, the Chicago Bears. Step back from what?
Right.
They were 6-11 last year. Number 4, Seattle Seahawks. That's true, I think.
Quarterback been gone.
Yep. Cleveland Browns. The Jacoby Brissett / Joshua Dobbs show. Number 2, what might surprise you? Kansas City Chiefs. Top 5 teams that will take a step back in 2022. And number 1 on this list, Garrett, you'll love it, Tennessee Titans.
We're number 1?
Man. That's disrespect right there.
Wow.
Yep. Now, okay.
Disrespect.
Wow. I need to know why. Let me go look at this.
Hey, thanks, Garrett. Garrett's the best, by the way. Seriously, that's life-changing news.
Yeah, we appreciate that most definitely.
Hey, so you know why, Slay?
No, I don't.
Yes, you do. Because the Titans' number 1 receiver is gone. You have a lot of unknown. I don't disagree with that take. Now, I don't think it'll happen, but there's every single legitimate reason why, savagery, why that should and can happen. Who's Ryan Tannehill throwing to? Traylon Burks?
No, and that's valid.
He can't even get big savagery. Dang, that hat, man.
He
can't even get through a mini camp practice without having to sit down.
Let me tell you this, baby.
And I'm not knocking Burks. I mean, he's got plenty of time to get there.
No.
But I'm saying there's every reason for national media to look at the Titans roster right now and say they're going to take a step
There's
back.
really no definitive way you can sit there and go, the Tennessee Titans are going to be great, blah, 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 blah.
What's Derrick Henry?
Let me tell you this.
I think Derrick Henry is a unicorn, beast, monster, alien dude that's going to run for 1,600 yards again.
But we don't know.
We don't know a lot. We don't know a lot about any team, really. But Derrick Henry has shown it. I'm not worried about the foot. I'm not worried about the foot at all. I mean, the wide receiver room, though?
That's a conversation.
I'm with you there. I mean, you've got the guy with the ACL, and everybody's like, oh, he's okay. But then, the guy with the ACL, then the year after, everybody's like, oh, now he's 2 years out, so now he's good. Well, you told me he was good in year 1, but then he struggled last year. Taylor Lewan, but Dupree. Like, you know what I mean? And so really this is going to be the struggle year for Bobby Tree, theoretically.
At that position.
And then Traylon Burks, he's going to be in shape. He better damn well be in shape when he gets there.
Slay?
So this is my thing. I feel this is low-hanging fruit. If you just talking about in general, most definitely. Any team that had a subtraction would probably take a step back. Do I think they're going to be number one in the AFC next year? No. So of course it's going to be a step back. If they speak in that way, do I think Tannehill is going to have a horrible year like he had last year? Honestly, no, I don't. Do I think Derrick Henry will be hurt again this year? No, I don't. Do I think it's questions with the offensive line? Most definitely do. With what you said about the wide receiver room, I totally agree with that. It is places, it's plenty of spots where people can emerge, and we will find out soon. But when you look at the landscape of all of the NFL,
you can point that out with every team.
And that's all I'm saying. Like, we could say that with Dallas. Dallas lost their number one threat. Yeah, they got CeeDee Lamb, a guy ready to step up. But Amari Cooper gone. That was their guy. That was Dak's guy, without question. So,
but see, you don't have anybody for the Titans that you don't have a CeeDee Lamb sitting there. Yeah.
Absolutely right.
Because you don't know what Robert Woods is actually going to be.
Right. Absolutely. That's why I keep thinking they're going to bring somebody in. But at this point.
But who?
Who is
at this point? Yeah.
It's going to be trimmed roster guy.
But let me say this, though. I believe, though, that defense also that was nasty last year will be, you can take the Y off and put an IER on that thing this year. They will be nastier with the additions of them being healthy and coming in and playing with two guys that's easily top two in their position and arguably number one when you talk about Byard and Big Jeff, with Danico playing in the breakout, Landry getting the bankroll, Bud being healthy on the opposite side. You got your linebacker sitting right there. So I think
there's never any mention about the defense.
Ever.
No,
it's always focused on the offense.
Yep.
Slay's point is right about that, because this defense is going to, if they stay healthy and all those things, this defense is going to be good enough to keep them in every game, I would say. Right. So that's going to lead them to have a successful season, I think.
I believe, yeah.
But the wide receiver room question is legit.
And the O-line. And the O-line question.
Yeah,
without question. So, but I don't think you look at that and you say they're going to take a step back because of the additions. If you look at New Orleans, I would think New Orleans would take a step back. Why wouldn't they take a step back? Because they're getting Jameis back, who coming on for ACL. They finally getting what's that guy named that wear the Jordans all the time? Not Julio for New Orleans Saints. He set out Michael Thomas. You got Michael Thomas coming back off of an injury. Marquez Callaway was your guy last year.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now you're trying to add all these pieces that
he's trying to find reps now.
Chris Godwin down in Tampa Bay. Like, you got those guys getting hurt. And those are the guys you're relying on. So if you want to nitpick at it, that's my thing. If you nitpick at it, yes, most definitely you can have them guys, and but golly, number one.
Big savagery. Ramon Foster joins us in humble Hendersonville. What up, Big Ragu?
Not much, man. Hey, Vadri, what's going on, good people?
What we were talking about was somebody called in on Trash Talk Friday saying, disrespect from the national media, all those things.
Here we go again.
I go, since you brought that up, here's a list that Hunt provided us today. 5 teams that will take a step back in 2022. CBS Sports had this. I don't know who wrote it, but that was the website.
Okay.
5, Chicago Bears. And I'm like, step back from what?
Tyler Sullivan.
Well, they did absolutely nothing for Justin Fields, though. So that's a bigger step back. Bayless is a number one, respectfully.
Yeah, 6 wins last year. Step back from 6 wins. Seattle Seahawks, 7-10. They're 4th. Number 3, Cleveland Browns. Again, teams that will take a step back in 2022. Number 2, the Kansas City Chiefs.
Chiefs?
Yep.
Without Tyreek?
And number 1, the Tennessee Titans.
Chiefs. They're super high on Indy right now. That's the biggest thing. Yeah. But it always goes down to is the quarterback play. And we talked about it a little bit this morning. The defenses line up on both sides. They legitimately do. And if you look at the comparison offensively, what receivers does Indy have versus the Titans? Ain't a big difference. The separator between these two is who's going to win the offensive line, period.
Yep.
I think the left tackle position, as far as Matt Ryan is concerned, is huge for them. But also, you got to have Dylan Radins, or whether it's Nicholas Petit-Frere, or whether it's Jamarco Jones, or whether it's Aaron Brewer. Like, that battle, these joint practices that they are having this fall, I'm telling y'all, if it's open, they're here, right? I think they're hosting. If they are here, you need to be there.
Yeah.
Because if they not fighting those young guys, Dylan Radins, I'm going to be completely honest, coach can be like, don't fight. Oh, no. Okay, that's cool. You say that out loud for us.
Yeah.
Okay? Me, Babs, Savage, Mayor. Like, tell us, okay, yell left for us, but when you get to the meeting, you better tell him, finish him again. He gonna come back tomorrow, and you better win again. That's what needs to happen with this offensive line battles. This upcoming summer camp, man. It has to be intense, and I'll say this too: it's got to be decided within like the first 2 weeks. Those guys got to know who they're gonna be. I'm talking about early and often, because the coach got one position that they got to worry about, and yes, it's very important that they do. But they'll do what some teams do when it comes down to not having a tackle on either side. They'll leave a tight end in. And if I was to ask you who was the coach tight end, you probably say, I ain't got a clue.
Marcus Pollard.
Chris Pollard? Well,
Marcus Pollard was their tight end like 10 years ago.
Well, what I'm telling you is this. They're going to be chipping and staying in. They're going to be an extension of that offensive line, man, is what's going to happen. Talking about Dame Lillard? Yeah.
That was crazy.
Oh, no, the temperature. Never mind. God, dog. What did Dame get, 60 a year, 62? Let me go back to the football side of it. The separator between the Colts and the Titans will be, and I know what Ron sits on one of them. Pause that. But Matt Ryan versus Ryan Tannehill. For whatever reason this morning, it came to me to say, whatever Tannehill does this year, he can't listen to us. He can't listen to himself. He can't look at TV. He got to say, forget that Cincinnati game that's behind me. If he's looking in his rearview mirror at all, it is a problem for this team. It lies heavy on Ryan. And I'll say this too. As heavy as his bag is as far as the team goes, he signed up for this. And I think he knows it. And I'm not making a big issue of it, but you are QB1, and that is a heavy position to be in, man. Well, look at Cincy. Look how cocky they are right now. Look at how cocky Denver is right now. Teams that got quarterbacks, or they've surrounded their quarterbacks with good weapons, Philly, Miami. You know, like I'd even almost look at the Jets and what they did this offseason. They feel a whole lot better about what they did. Ryan Tannehill cannot be looking back at all or have rabbit ears whatsoever about how he's performing.
Well, and I love your point about the Colts and the Titans. Like, can somebody go 2-0? Right?
Right.
So that's the question. So it will come down to Tannehill and Ryan, but even more specifically, it'll come down to Matt Ryan against the Titans defense, which I love that matchup from a Titan perspective. And Tannehill, and more so the people around him, which again, to Don's point, the wide receiver room, we just don't know.
We don't.
So it's hard to give like a definitive, like, oh yeah, the Titans will match up better against the Colts than
we know this
against the Titans. Yeah, I don't like Matt Ryan and the Colts offense against the Titans defense. I don't like that. Right. I know Jonathan Taylor and all that stuff, but I think to Slay's point, the Titans defense is going to shut people down.
But if you look at just those two running backs also, I think both of them are dynamic as heck. No matter who's 1 or 2, I know where the Titans lie as far as their running back go. I know where the Colts lie as far as their running back goes. You ask either fan base, mine is number 1. Okay? But I will say this. I feel like these defenses are built to actually stop one another, too. And that's the beauty of having a good two good teams of a division, is to say, look, it's about it. That's the way it was between us and Baltimore, Pittsburgh and Baltimore. Y'all know how those games were. They were Sunday night because of why? You knew they were going to be highly contested, and within 3 points of who was going to win. The average, I think, is 3 points. So that's the battle we're looking for. And also considering how early these two teams are going to be playing throughout the year, too. Like, Brent, y'all, like, there is absolutely zero lag to the start of this season whatsoever. I think the first game is like 4:25 on Sunday or whatever, and then they got a Monday night game the week after. Like, they cannot afford to get started slow. And on top of that, too, they got a Monday night in Buffalo. Like, I'm more worried about that, and I'll continue to charge this team up as far as the passing game. Babs, the point to be made is, what is it?
Right.
Like, if you're going to win against the Colts, I think they can stop the run fair enough. I think the Titans defense can stop the run fair enough, too. But what is either going to do against the passing game? And you throw that on Stephon Gilmore. That's fine. We don't know what he is. He's an older guy. But let's also ask that question, what is a Caleb Farley? Like, it's very similar, like Siamese twins almost, in a sense.
615-737-1045. Big Savagery. Ramon Foster has rolled through. Brian's Motorsports in Hendersonville. That's where we are. Southeastern Chevy GMC Truck National pre-party. I'm going to ask you a question when we come back. Where are the Titans if that wide receiver room is that wide receiver room? And there are no additions, and you just got to figure it out. What does that offense look like? Because Don keeps coming back to the passing game coordinator.
I'm with her.
That is new this year, and that is a big thing that not a lot of people are talking about. We'll talk about next. 3HL broadcasting live in Hendersonville, Brian's Motorsports. The food trucks are rolling up. They're shutting down the parking lot. We're about to have a street party.
Shut it down.
By the way, it's 100 degrees now officially in
Did it hit?
Hendersonville. I'll be right back.
See why.
You think there's any edge you had in that moment for not having practiced that play? It might be a stupid question, but
that's a great question.
For not having had the routine or knowing exactly where you're supposed to be, you're supposed to go.
Yeah, that's a great question. I don't know if I've ever been asked that either. No, I don't know. I think what it was, to be honest with you, it was Buffalo. I think they were overzealous. I think they were. Yeah. It was a nip-tuck type game, back and forth, which we had led pretty much the whole game, and they took the lead. And I think their kickoff team was who's going to make a play, and I'm going to be the guy to make the play. And I think they just got overzealous and were trying to make a play, and you can't necessarily fault them for that. You know what I mean? I think in a situation like that, for the most part, most guys are going to try to get down there and make a play. I want to be the one to make this tackle, get this energy back up. We're about to go on to the divisional round, you know what I mean? And I think that's what it was. Now, I've heard like the conversation between Phillips and DeHay, who the special teams coach, who ended up losing his job, and Phillips lost his job because he wouldn't fire him because it wasn't his fault. And I stand firm that that's not necessarily the coach's fault. That's players, you run your lane and you collapse late. And who cares if we get the ball at the 35? That's still only so many seconds left, to get in field goal range, and you take your chances, play the odds. Well, football players, sometimes I said football players got to be football players, and I feel like that was them trying to make a play, and they created a running lane to the outside, which is by far the worst thing you can do, obviously, but sometimes people try to make plays, and it's to your detriment when you do some things outside your assignment. As a coach, I tell my players, do your job first, then go make the play. And these guys went to go make the play first, and then they couldn't get back to their assignment. And, to our benefit, because it helped us get to the next game.
You know. Say my name. Ramon. What? Say my name. I don't have a damn clue who the hell you are. Do you respect the bad guy? Ramon.
Ramon. I don't give a damn who the hell you are. I like that.
Yeah, well,
you got your shades on. You got your hot man hat.
He actually has my shades on.
I got bad. I actually like these right now, man. Hey, y'all came to Hendersonville.
They're blenders.
Are these tortoiseshell? Like they're
tortoiseshell.
Tortoiseshells.
You look very nice in them.
Babs, I figured because you bought them. Okay, but you know the real reason I put these sunglasses on. I went to go dap Babs up and I hit a ring, so I hurt my hand.
Oh, yeah.
And then I went and looked at the ring, and now my eyes are hurting. That's a rock right there.
It is very clean right now because I've been on my like OCD cleaning the house and everything, so it gets washed like every day.
I bought a jewelry cleaner too. The ultrasonic one. Is that what you have?
I got one from Genesis. The like steam.
Yeah, whoa, you got a steam one.
Yeah.
Okay, and it wasn't expensive for anybody that want to flex. We're like, oh, we're going to get a jewelry. No, see, Jason.
Wait, we're flexing on jewelry cleaners
I know,
now?
but Jason's made me to be this rich guy, and I'm like, no.
No, you live in humble Hendersonville. What's he talking
That thing
about?
was $49.
How
man.
far are we from your house right now?
Man, 7 minutes.
7 minutes.
Oh,
7 minutes
nice.
away. I would invite you up, but the way my grass is burnt right now, y'all don't want to see that.
Yeah, it's probably burnt because you guys did crazy fireworks and pissed off all the neighbors.
Before we get to that, my buddy Sean called in, went to Hillsborough High School with me, called in and told a story about me, and I need to tell you because Slay was like, what?
Let me hear this.
I used to mow our yard, right? And it would take me like 3 hours. And it like 100 degrees, it doesn't matter. So every once in a while, if I didn't want to do it, I'm like, once I learn how to flood the engine, I might flood the engine. But
you still eventually have to do it.
Right. And so that does catch up with you. That's true. Yeah. But not in that moment. If all your friends are going to play basketball or something, you're like,
yeah, that's true.
But I would mow a power tee into my yard.
Would you really?
When I was in high school, yeah.
You knew you were going.
Oh, my neighbors have a power tee bush.
Do they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Donnie, man. Yeah.
I got one on my patio. My
you
pavers.
have a power tee? Okay.
Yeah, I put it on my pavers.
Wow.
Let me see if I got it on my phone.
I got a power
somewhere.
tee on your shirt right now.
Yeah, I do have one. And this is a long shirt, but it's a light long shirt. Feel that fabric, Brent, right there. You like that. Yeah, that's light right there. You grab that real quick, Babs. I know you don't like Tennessee like that.
Light.
That's very breathable.
Oh, you should have heard her earlier in your set.
What?
Yeah, she was set on fire, man, because just because we number 5 in the nation.
I heard it. Yeah, I heard it. You just
Okay,
had
but
to
he was
know,
out
little
of
on
control.
us.
He was out of
I'm
control.
always out of control.
Sometimes you have to check him.
The whole party's out of control.
Who is well, how
Shut
do you
it.
say that name?
Stop
Speaking of burn,
Last in the SEC right now in recruiting.
Hanging on.
68th in the nation.
Just hanging
all burn.
No, y'all are trying to catch Mickey Ryan's Arkansas State. They're at 97.
No, see.
Sorry.
I wouldn't.
See, that's a double joke.
Yeah.
Mickey just got a stray on that
He
one.
did.
Sorry.
He did.
That's a
Sorry,
double
Mickey.
joke because
Yes, he
Butch
did.
is there.
Yeah. Ooh, ooh.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, let me stop. I'm not gonna ruin y'all show today.
All right. So, question.
Look at Babs right now.
If the offense is the offense from a personnel standpoint right now, how frustrating is it going to be to watch those guys try to accumulate first downs?
Who's this? Auburn?
No,
Tennessee.
the Titans.
Oh, the Titans. Oh, God.
Yeah, I thought you were talking Vols there. And I'm like,
we're going to get a first down. We're going to score, probably.
They actually very quickly will get first down.
What's that? What happened to the radio pro?
No, what the heck? What the heck happened on defense? Who knows?
Ain't got a clue.
We teased it for the break. So we're bad listeners or here bad hosts? Which one is it, Babs? I feel like because
it's probably both.
I teased it before the break, but I went there nonsensically.
But usually he never goes back to what he talks about.
Both of you
before
guys
the break.
have amazing producers. Just letting you know.
There you go.
See.
So here's my question, though, because the defense is going to be elite. I think we can all agree on.
Yes, I'm with that.
So there will be moments where I think people are like, you just ran on first down again. They've got 9 people in the box. You lost 2 yards. 2nd and 12, 3 and out. And the defense has to go right back out there.
Yeah.
Do you reach a point in the game of college football where if one side is significantly better than the other, there does become some friction?
All football, it does.
Yeah.
I'll be completely honest with you. The friction is real. Like they always say, it's offense, special teams, and defense, right? That's what they say. It's 3 different teams. Like, and as far as special team goes, everybody has to play their part. But the issue is this, though. Whenever we know we're strong and everybody knows that defense is strong, you got to live in that world. And if they got to bust their butts to keep you in the game, like eventually they get worn down. And because of that, it becomes iffy between teammates at times. Like, oh, here we go again. I'll never forget when we were very strong on offense and the defense was what I call growing up because there was a bunch of young guys, new pieces and stuff like that. We go into games and we talk to ourselves like, hey, y'all, come on. Y'all know what we're up against.
Pick it up.
Pick it up. Like, we got to be the reason we win. Like, the team is within the concept, but offensively, we got to be the reason we win. And then it flipped. But the thing is, you want that balance of being good offensively and good defensively too. Special teams really take care of itself if you're able to score and stop people. But it does create a little bit of anxiety going into games. I'd be lying if I say, man, you need to come on.
Mm-hmm.
What y'all doing? Like, and then it'd be the same thing with us. We couldn't get a first down in a very crucial spot. You see the defense grabbing their helmets, running on the field, looking at you sideways. Like, don't let the team concept fool you.
That's where they'll struggle.
Oh, yeah.
If the offense continually puts 3 and outs out there, and then you've got a really good defense that's just gas.
Right.
It ticks you off.
Let me ask you guys this. If you have a running back out of the backfield who's just known for running, and not really a
Pass
threat,
rusher?
a
Dual
threat to
threat,
catch it out.
Like Derrick Henry.
Yeah, exactly. So
I'll put a name on the back.
Yeah, without question. Yeah, without question. I want to know, like, what is your next? What becomes your security blanket for you? And this is what I think Ramon was alluding to. Like, if you get the opportunity to go out there and see these scrimmages when these other teams coming in here, I think the two people that's going to stand out really is Austin Hooper and Chig.
That's why I was going.
I think those two right there, like. We so caught up, and we should be not so caught up, but we should be watching wide receiver room like that. But coming out of the OTAs, all that the rave was about was Chig and Austin Hooper. So I mean, like.
But also, there's been such a void at that position. So it's like, look,
without question,
somebody that might be able to do what they're supposed to at that position.
And when he was, to both y'all's points, real quick, I mean, when was Tannehill at his best? When he did have a tight end. Well, he needs that dump off thing, or he's just going to throw in the triple coverage to NWI.
Hey, come on, Brent. We wasn't going there again, man. Come on, dog. I thought we left that. I just said Tannehill got to leave him behind. Come on, man.
We still bringing it up.
Why you delegating your councilmen and women to just
why you got to bring up old stuff?
Yeah. But can I say this, though, about those tight ends? How many yards do you need, and are they as dynamic as a Kelsey, as a Waller, as a George Kittle? Like,
you're right.
So how far is that going to go? And I'm not trying. I'm an optimist.
No, without question.
How far is that going to take him?
My whole thing was for bringing it up is do you think it's likely? You didn't play the game. Is it likely to see Austin Hooper with his hand in his dirt and Chig standing up? The way they're speaking about how athletic he is and about the matchups that they can get him on, maybe with outside linebacker or safety, him being athletic enough to get 7 yards, come down with it and do his thing.
Keep the change.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know.
I want to live in that world.
Maybe it's the other way around.
Or either way, Austin Hooper, you know what I mean? Either way. So
he's shown a lot of ability to catch.
So I think that's a key point, you know what I'm saying? And like you said, when you look at it, and he's had his most success with a guy being at tight end, and Babsy said it, like, how long ago was that? So finally bringing it back around, and we'll see what happens, man. We know one thing for sure, going out of camp and going into the summer break, that's who he was keyed on.
Yeah.
Can you hang, or you gotta go start the grill?
I'm home, baby. I'm here.
All right, Ramon Foster in Hendersonville.
My dog at home.
Man, I did 6 hours in a row right after the show. I'm good. I'm home.
Back.
You are the marathon.
Who this big red for?
I had to go get my. I had to get that out of my truck because it's so hot.
Yeah,
it was gonna bust in my truck. So I'm glad I drove my truck today, which is filthy.
Big red, zero sugar. I've never seen that can in my life. All right, more 3HL live for Brian's Motorsports in Hendersonville. Brian'sMotorsports.com is the website. On Instagram, at Brian's Motorsports. Big event today. They are setting up 5 o'clock. The Southeastern Chevy GMC Truck Nationals pre-party begins. Bring the family. Free event. Again at 5. Food trucks here. 615-737-1045. You want in.
You wake up every day, there's something new. Now there's potential Big 12 wanting to add 6 teams really fast. There's the Pac-12 having a conversation with the ACC about forming some kind of an alignment. There's the Big 10 looking hard, obviously, at Notre Dame and having to make a decision quickly on Oregon and Washington. The SEC is just kind of sitting back, but you know that they have something planned as well. How bonkers is this from your perspective?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, first reaction, old man in me hates it because regionalization is what made college football special. I think, all of this. I saw a post from a West Virginia fan earlier this week, or I guess it was late last week, that talked about, they didn't have a choice because their conference blew up, but they went to the Big 12, and now they have no rivals. Their program has no juice because they don't play any games that their fans look forward to every year. I mean, yeah, it's cool that Oklahoma comes out there. It's cool that, you get to play Oklahoma State and Texas and schools like that, but they want to play Pittsburgh and Virginia Tech and Miami, and they don't do that anymore. And so for a lot of West Virginia fans, sports don't mean nearly as much as they used to, because the thing that differentiates college sports from everything else is rivalries.
Mm-hmm.
And when you take those rivalries away, it means less to people. It means less to people that watch on TV, that give you money, that come to your stadium. So college football's got to be careful, because NASCAR did this. NASCAR went away from tracks that were well supported because, well, the North Carolina and Virginia markets are too saturated. Okay, that's great, but those tracks were selling out, so you could go to Kansas and you could go to California, and all that was in theory great for the growth of the sport, but it killed off what made it special. And college football's got to be very careful about that here in the next little bit.
Yeah, to that point about the rivalries, like the biggest rivalries amongst the biggest brand schools, for the most part, are going to be safe, right? If Notre Dame goes to the Big Ten, Notre Dame, USC are still going to play. Even if Notre Dame stays independent, I imagine that one sticks around because that one's big enough and the brands are big enough. But to that point, the West Virginias of the world, the ones that are maybe a step below, they're the ones whose rivalries are probably in the most trouble because you can't please everybody. The more convoluted the scheduling process has to become, the closer we get to AFC, NFC, or AFL, NFL, however this thing is going to shake out, there are going to be casualties, and they're going to be casualties of tradition.
Yeah, Washington State. Okay, the reports are that, Washington's an expansion target, and Oregon is. And, okay, so what happens to Oregon State? Does that still get played? If you're playing in a conference that plays 12 games and 10 or 11 of them are in conference, are you going to play Oregon State for your 12th game? I don't know that the answer is yes. You asked about the SEC, and I never answered your question, and I'm sorry about that. I think the SEC is sitting back to see how stable the ACC really is, because I don't think it makes any sense for the SEC to take any teams that aren't currently in a conference not named the ACC. So is the ACC stable? Could the ACC land Notre Dame? Could the ACC land a couple other schools where they would clearly be the third best conference, but they would still be a conference? I think that's the question.
4 o'clock. It's now 99. So we're all good, in case you were wondering. Broadcast live in Hendersonville, Brent Doherty. Dawn Davenport, there she is, the queen of Sports Talk Radio.
That's bunk.
That's bunk. Stop saying that.
Twitch, please.
Hey, Dawn, what's up?
Hi. Hi.
What you got in that cup?
Water. Hate to disappoint you. Although I did just get a text from Mr. Babs with a picture of his TX whiskey bottle.
Oh, that stuff is good, man. That's Texas bourbon. It's good.
Very good.
Yeah.
That's what I got Slay for his birthday.
Well, we were outside. Slay had the really hot big red can of soda.
Yep.
Out of Ramon's truck, and he went outside to open it. Nothing happened. It just opened.
I did open it real slow though.
But
disgusting.
One of the ladies here at Brian's Motorsports was like, "What are y'all doing?" And so we explained, and we're like, "Oh, what you got going over there? You got a couple food trucks." And Slay's like, "That's snow cone?" And she's like, "Yeah." And I go, "You got vodka in that?" She goes, "We can.
Yeah, we can make it happen."
My kind of place.
They got a snow cone truck out here, man. It's real.
There he is. He's Ron Slay.
What's happening?
And from Nashville, Tennessee, at 6'8", powered forward, Ron Slay.
Hey, security, come remove him. Remove. Who gave him front row seats to this?
Man, we need to get your shoes customized here at Brian's Motorsports, and you'll be 6'10" before we know it.
Hey, man, these bad boys.
Get you a lift kit.
You know what I mean?
For your undercarriage?
Yeah, for the undercarriage. Right there, what it's called, Sam?
Yeah, undercarriage.
See, I told y'all.
You ain't wrong.
Yeah, my dog got the big truck. I already know what it's called, but I will say, man, if you in the trucks, if you in the nice whips, this is where you need to be at. They just pulled up a Chevy Silverado with the top cut off of it. Looked like a Bronco, and it ain't got no roof.
It definitely has no windows.
It's up in the air, man. That's a bad boy.
In the air.
That's a bad boy.
And it's that mint blue.
Yeah, that old school blue. Yep.
It's baby blue.
Listen at the Duke fan.
What is it? What is the color of blue that you say is not your North Carolina color that you always wear?
Periwinkle.
Periwinkle.
I've never heard of that.
You haven't heard of a lot of things, but I have heard of Ramon Foster who's sitting here.
Who the hell are you? Ramon. You know. Say my name.
Carolina.
You got a snow cone.
Say my name. I can't prove it. You do. Do you respect that?
Simone.
Ramon.
See, this is how we roll. Christian Capozzi just staying around. Shows up with a red snow cone.
Oh, I'm going out there.
He ain't doing nothing but sitting over there talking to Kirby.
I'm going out there as soon as this
Why
break.
didn't you bring us?
Look at this smug self.
Man,
I
ain't
swear.
that some?
I know Brian got a bucket, a table, and a towel we can waterboard him with, man.
Look at that.
Showing out.
I mean, waterboard threats. We're only 6 minutes into the hour.
Wow.
You see, he just walked up with one.
Man, that mother cold-blooded too. Look at it, boy. Ooh.
Brian's Motorsports in Hendersonville, 789
good.
West Main Street. You won't miss us. There's police presence here because they block things off. It's a street party.
That's right.
And we've got 2 zone vehicles right there on the on Main Street. Bring the family. Free event. Party starts at 5, which is now.
Party starts now. Let's go.
There's people partying.
Woo! Dog, how y'all deal with Christian right now?
Christian's
Hey,
partying.
man, I don't know. I'm just trying to not to even look at him, Savage, man, because that's what I was just talking about, snow cone.
Davenport's going to go report live from the parking lot.
That's right.
Hey, I didn't realize the mics went that far.
Oh, they go.
Well, I'm about to find out.
They go.
Kirby,
They go
you got
until
me.
they don't go.
Curb, I ain't mean to disrespect you, Curb.
Curb's like, don't
Well,
keep me.
oh
I
my
ain't
gosh,
selling
there's
Girl
like
Scout
cute
cookies.
babies out here.
Cute
Uh-oh.
babies.
Uh-oh. Oh, what's next?
Uh-oh. Part 2, Babsy.
And come the baby carriage.
Yep.
Checking this out.
People are
Stop
conceiving
that. I'm
babies.
having to deal with that right now. You stop that.
Ooh, tacos.
Wait, we've got tacos and babies. Back to you, Dawn.
The best report I've ever done.
Neil Warren, check yourself. Yeah. Brian's Motorsports, really cool. If you've been dreaming of a custom design for your vehicle, call BMS. Whether it's a lift, custom wheels, leather interior, audio, electronics, window tint, vinyl wrap. Brian's Motorsports is the home of fresh, cutting-edge custom builds for all brands of vehicles, including the exotics. If you're a Jeep owner that wants the ultimate off-road performance, Brian's Motorsports is the undisputed leader of Jeep customization. Check them out online, briansmotorsports.com, or swing by. We'll be here. Big Savagery, Tennessee, ranked number 5 in recruiting right now.
I'll take a nickel. And apparently we're forecasted for a few more, too, over the weekend.
Remember when Josh Heupel couldn't recruit?
I heard that. I heard all about it, man. The offense ain't gonna work. I will say I want to see the offense more and more. Again, it's who we had Brad Crawford on this morning.
Yeah.
And he's brought up. No, it was Eric Kane. He was speaking. It was Eric Kane from my sister station, 99.1 WNML in Knoxville.
Yeah,
the animal. And he brought up
Ron
the
Slay
idea.
has a show on that station.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. He brought up the idea that you thought Nico bring more guys as far as offenses go. You missed on the kid that went to Ohio State. There's a couple other guys went to other places. Lost
Texas
tackle. I'm not. If they paid the 4-star quarterback to go to Miami $11 million, can you imagine what they paid a 5-star tackle to go to Miami, man? But I actually like the way this group has been built. What's the one thing that we needed to compete in the SEC? Size.
Yeah, you got to have it.
They are getting there right now. This kid today, Oromov, I think is how you say his last name, 6'6", 337. That's a boy right there, okay?
Yeah.
Well, what I said earlier, too, you got him out of Georgia, like right there near Alpharetta, and Georgia was recruiting him.
Yeah.
And I mean, I grew up, or, I went to high school in Georgia. Like, you don't leave the state.
No.
You go to Georgia.
How mad
like everybody went to Georgia.
Right.
How mad did Kentucky get about the kid from right up in Bowling Green?
Yeah.
Like you
Christian
can't.
Conyer.
Yeah, Christian Conyer. Like you can't have that, man. And they're getting him. They also have a kid, I think, supposed to be committing tomorrow. It's forecasted. Now, again, something can change. But they went defense, offensive line. What do we say we have to be able to do? And he said he was going to commit to, and we talked to him. Y'all remember we had that conversation. He's like, we got to get some boys. We got to get some size. Not boys, but we got to get some young men, some size. And you build that foundation first.
Right.
You get them on your offensive line starting and experience. You get them in the programs where they can get big and understand what SEC ball is, take them through spring. And then you have a quarterback. Nico's supposed to be next year, right? Or whether it's Taven also. Forget about him.
Taven Jackson.
We cannot forget about him, man. That competition, whatever it's going to be. With that being said, if you got that foundation in front of them and you got size on both sides of the ball, then you start competing in the SEC.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at. I'm all for the high-flying offense. But if we can't stop a nosebleed, then what we doing? Yeah. If we can't get a first down to end the game because our guys are undersized and inexperienced, then what are we doing? So, again, we said this when we went up there. The process in which they talked about doing stuff, it seemed as if there was a method to it, man. And this is a part of it. Everybody wanted Carnell Tate. Hell, I wanted Carnell Tate, okay? That's a part of it. But this offense was shown last year that it can put guys in the draft and raise a draft stock on some dudes that hadn't ever been in that position before. Think about who was drafted last year. Who's on the watch list this year? You got a quarterback right now that's top 8. At a minimum, what does that say about him if he goes out and have the year he's supposed to? Second, third round?
Yeah.
When he was a nobody 2 years ago?
Right.
Like, I know, like, I got on Babsy sunglasses right now, so they're not orange tinted, so I got a little bit of Auburn in me right now. Pause. With that being said, I'm being a realist about it. I'd rather build from the inside out. The quarterback is cute, but if he is on his back throwing the ball, then what we got?
Yeah.
If we can't get the ball back, then what we doing?
Yeah. Tennessee ranked number 5 currently in the recruiting rankings 24/7. Will Bowling looked it up. 2015, is that the last time they were in the top 5 class? They were number 4 in the country. So it's been 8 years since Tennessee's had potentially this kind of class. Now, Alabama and Georgia will end up
They're gonna
there.
do their thing.
But Brooks Taylor did the math. UT's averaged 14.9 recruiting class ranking over the last 10 classes, according to 24/7. So you got to get going in this day and age of NIL.
I know you said if the quarterback's on his back, then it doesn't matter.
Right.
But the reason you're getting all these other guys is because of the quarterback.
Well, yeah,
so.
I'm with him, but I know a lot of people have been saying, or the criticism is, where's the receivers? Where's the offensive help? You got it on roster right now. I know you're going to build, but the thing is, if Nico gets in and gets leadership, or Taven, whoever's underneath the center, and then he has the ability to grow guys, Babs, like that's the thing.
Yep.
Like, it's one thing to throw freshmen in with freshmen. Well, what about all that inexperience right there? You know what I'm saying? Like, give him time, give him guys in front of him so that he can be comfortable. You're no good as a quarterback. That's one thing I feel like Trevor Lawrence is going through right now. Okay, what did Joe Burrow go through in this first year? Yeah, you could see the talent, but if they didn't protect him, you had nothing. And what
Zach
did
Wilson?
There we go. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a firm believer of, my position. I'm trenches first, so that's all that matters.
Right, and they've got to be better. Talking about the Tennessee Vols, they've got to be better up front this year because Hendon Hooker ain't gonna last, man.
Mm-mm.
He took some shots last
Yeah, he
year.
did.
It's some of it, honestly,
On
when you
his
go back
part.
and watch some of the film, some of it's on him.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
just took, yep.
But that's what you're hoping will happen in the spring, though, too, Mayor.
True.
You hope he got past that. That was the first year in the system right
That's
there. And I
right.
know he was a seasoned vet.
And that was his first spring as the starting quarterback.
And remember, he wasn't the starter going into the season.
That's right. It was Joe Rocket Milton.
Yeah, Rocket.
I can't wait. I said this earlier. One of my favorite things looking forward to the college football season are Tennessee blowouts. If they are able to do that, where
Boy.
Joe Milton can come in there and just throw grenades at people.
Let them lay, right?
I mean, I'm always looking for the comedy in things, and there's a lot of comedy in there. Could you imagine being an offensive lineman? You were talking about piss missiles.
Oh, my God.
I mean, you would just hear the ball go by you.
You know, it's one that somebody hit you with a cheap shot and he tell you let him through so he can hit him in the face with the football.
Can you imagine if like Milton dropped back 7 yards and like unloaded and threw it too low and just threw it in the back of the neck of somebody?
Nah, that's
No,
what
that's,
I'm all
no, that's
for.
concussion. Concussion protocol. All
It might stick,
Yeah.
honestly.
Can I pick on Babs real
I've been
quick?
impaled by
No.
a football.
Can I pick on Babs
said
real
no.
quick, man?
She said no.
It's Trash Talk Friday. Y'all
Hey,
can't have Trash Talk Friday. No, that's what Hadley does.
No.
No.
That's what her baby does.
There's been this commercial running where Babs is like, Ron, how long has it been since you guys beat Alabama? And I never said, yeah.
I haven't heard that one.
Yeah. I hear it all the time.
Oh.
And every time I hear it, I'd be like, boy, if I could push Babs down some steps, I'd do it. But I like it.
John, it's not a commercial. It's a promotion. It's promoting 3HL talking about.
Hey, I said what I said.
Hey.
Joe Hump.
Ramon,
When's the last time
Spot
anybody
the lie.
beat them except for Auburn
spot
sometimes?
the lie.
I'm in denial, Babs.
Georgia
I know
sometimes.
Spot the lie.
A&M beat them once.
Babsy.
I mean, there are a lot of people with a long streak against Alabama.
Yeah.
No, you're right.
You're right.
And a lot of
It's
people.
not Auburn.
And a lot of. No, it isn't. And
It's a
I
rival.
said that. to
Can
my
I say
credit.
this, though, too?
It's not Texas A&M.
I
Beat 'em once.
ended up just getting something recently, and the guy
They
works.
beat him with Johnny football.
Kerry Murphy is his name. Played with Alabama. I actually played against him in college too. And he, we were joking yesterday. He made a sale to me yesterday, Mercedes-Benz, Birmingham, and he was like, "I'm gonna be honest with you, man. He's just dropping Alabama lines and stuff like that."
Yeah, Nick
And
Saban owns that dealership.
He was more or less like, "Does he own that one?" So, God, dog it. Either way, it's to the greater
Owns
good.
all
So,
of
it's to the greater good. Charge it to my heart, okay? Charge it to my head, not to my heart. All right, I wasn't thinking. With that being said, though, he was like, "Man, I'm gonna be real. I need y'all to get good." He was like, "This rivalry is one thing." He was like, "Auburn ain't it. LSU ain't it." He was like, "It's y'all." He was like, "I was never more disrespected in my life than when I played against Tennessee." He's like, and I understand that. So because of that, Babs, he really crapped on your school, and I just needed to tell you on there.
Yeah, I see that.
Just relay the message.
That's all I was doing.
There's Auburn fans right now don't have a lot to say.
Why are you talking?
With that, we'll take a break. Broadcasting live in Hendersonville, Brian's Motorsports. We're in the hometown of Ramon Foster here in Hendersonville. 789 street party going on. Truck Southeastern Chevy GMC truck Nationals pre-party going on. Free event. Bring the family. Food trucks are here. See show. Broadcasting live until 6. 104.5 The Zone.
Famous Dave's.
What is your take on how NIL might change the college football playoff landscape?
Well, I think first of all, John, I think you're going to get your wish. It's going to expand. Now,
yeah,
it doesn't look like contractually they're going to be able to until the TV contract or the current contract is up, which is what, 25, 26. But it's going to expand, and I look for it to go to 12. I think they'll figure it out, and all the squabbling about automatic bursts, that kind of thing. But your question is a great one, because I think over these next few years, before it does expand, you're going to see teams doing anything and everything in the NIL environment to try to close the gap. And as someone pointed out to me, someone who's been around college athletics for a long time and is a lot smarter than I am recently, the schools out there right now, reportedly, not reportedly, we've seen stories about them, that seem to be most aggressive in the world of NIL, even in the realm of paying high school kids and setting up deals with high school kids, which quote unquote is not supposed to be legal. Of course, you tell me what's legal and what's not legal right now. I don't think anybody knows. But who are those schools? Miami, USC, Texas, Tennessee, Florida State, Texas A&M. What do all those schools have in common? Schools that are rich and deep in tradition, schools that have won titles over the last 20, 25 plus years, but schools that haven't been very good recently and haven't been in that upper tier, teams that have played for championships or won championships, but certainly teams that have the resources and have proven over the past that they can do that. Those are the schools right now that seem to be the most aggressive during this, whether you want to call it a loophole or during this time where everyone's trying to figure out what the NIL is, what it's not, what the NCAA is going to allow, what it's not, if the NCAA even has the teeth to monitor this. But during this loophole, those schools are doing anything and everything they can to pull in great players and use the NIL to sort of close that gap.
Hannibal, 17th overall. Patrick Bacon from Top Down Hockey said he had him ranked 4th overall. Said he scored just under double the rate of first overall pick Slavkovsky did in the same league. He's 5'11", 176, so tiny. He's 17.4 years old, which is what they actually wrote down. They have him with an 89% chance to be an NHLer and a 38% chance to be a star. Fun facts put out by the Nashville Predators, originally ranked the number 2 overall skater by NHL Central Scouting, recorded 23 points in 39 games. His rookie season with in the Liga League with JYM, 15 goals, 8 assists. Alternate captain for the under-18 Finnish national team in 2022.
Wow.
Lack of size is the only negative. He was leading the league in scoring at 17 years old. Then he got injured, shoulder injury. So that's what dropped him down out of the top 5. Seems like a John Robinson type pick for David Boyle.
Gangsta move.
Brett Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay, and Ramon Foster.
Hey, stepping in today, man. Y'all in the crib.
How about Don Davenport with the UT Orange snow cone?
It's a dreamsicle.
Oh, that's what that is?
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, Christian hooked us up. He made up for us, Savage.
And guess what? Savage got?
What's that?
I got Tiger Blood
And Georgia Peach.
See?
Because we trying to tap into that,
Yeah, I mean,
Georgia recruiting area.
Yeah, see, I know my dog. I know my dog, and I didn't even know he ordered one.
See, how'd you know that?
Because you my dog.
There it is. Now.
That's my dog.
And not a Georgia. You feel me?
No, not a bulldog. Even though it was a bulldog in the front.
But he just
How
bought a
did
car
you
from Nick
call
Saban.
his exact flavors? There's like 80 flavors
I
listed.
asked him if he was going to get Tiger Blood because every kid gets Tiger Blood.
Brent, I guess I'm the kid of the group thing, right? I don't take offense to it. I keep telling people I'm going to grow up, and everybody says, no. So I'm not going to grow up then, right, back?
Why would you?
Because they be like, you play too much. I'd be like, but you're having a good time, aren't you?
You're not going to grow up. You're a Toys R Us kid.
RIP to Toys R Us.
Remember those trips?
Man, they
Toys R
took
Us?
them out.
Oh my gosh, boy, you get so excited. Anyway, before we move to, sorry, Slay.
No, that's cool. I was gonna say I ain't really go to Toys R Us like that, so I don't know.
Either.
I don't remember the trip.
I did take the kids though.
I remember taking Lil Ron.
I'll tell you the other one. Target in Hickory Hollow. That was another one. Like if you went to Hickory Hollow Mall back in the day, that was like a treat.
You know what my thing was, as a little kid that I never wanted my mama to go in by herself? Kroger.
Why?
I go and go, oh, see, you don't even know.
What you mean you
Let
didn't
me
want
go
her
on
to go
sport.
in?
I didn't want her to go in without me.
Oh, okay.
Because all you got to do is go to the bakery section, and if you were under 10 years old, you always got a free cookie.
Oh
I didn't know that.
I go get the cookie and go right back to go back in the car. Sit in the car.
Publix does it now.
Do they?
Yeah, because my 2-year-old walked in the house last weekend with chocolate all over her face, and I was like, "Why does she have chocolate? Like, I don't feed her chocolate. I don't let her have sweets."
What?
Well, she had sweets.
So was it grandparents or daddy?
Daddy.
That's my boy. Way to go, Order! Just bad.
He's like, "What? What are you talking about?" I'm like, "She has chocolate all over her mouth."
Okay, that's real.
She had a good time.
Yeah, she did.
She had a great time.
Yeah.
She knows what to do now when she goes back.
He acted dumb.
Yeah.
I'm proud of him for acting like that, Savage and Mayor. Like
Yeah.
he
Well,
said,
good.
"Huh?" That's when you do something with the kids, you ain't supposed, huh?
Mm-hmm.
So real quick before we go to more football stuff, here's another really cool Preds story. So the Preds acquired forward John Leonard today and San Jose's third-round pick in 2023 for forward Luke Kunin. So both of those guys were restricted free agents. Now Leonard is only 23 years old, so you get younger there. He only played 14 games last year, bounced around to the AAHL. But his rookie season played 44 games, 3 goals, 10 assists. But anyway, here's the cool part. John's sister, Alyssa, is the Associate Athletics Director of Marketing for Vanderbilt Athletics.
Oh, wow.
So now her brother's going to be here.
Yes, so she tweeted this in all caps, "My heart is absolutely exploding. Wow. This is an absolute dream. Someone pinch me. Welcome to Nashville, little brother."
Can I ask you this? Because I'm not very fluent in hockey like that. When they get drafted or they're later round, whatever, they make the team as guaranteed or what? It's kind of like the NFL.
No,
also?
it takes time. Like this 17th overall pick, you may. It depends what he is. Like, so apparently he is a legit next level scorer when he's healthy.
Okay.
So he had a shoulder injury, dipped the production, fell to 17th. A lot of the NHL analysts, not including me, had him in their top 5, right? Like everywhere I read, that's what I read.
Right.
But so this guy that they traded for, though, John Leonard, again, he's probably going to start out in Milwaukee, but he'll have a chance to contribute this year. But,
Is that their farm league in Milwaukee? Is
Yep.
what you're saying?
Yep.
See, I'm getting all kind of education right now, man.
Yeah, man.
Go.
From me, so watch out.
Hey, listen to me, Mayor. Your word is golden. If you say it firm enough, they believe you anyway.
Yeah,
Okay?
that's what my granddad said back in the day. Speak with conviction.
Mm-hmm. I had a buddy of mine tell me this. He went to Carnegie Mellon Business School. He said when you walk in a room to give a speech, clap your hands together. It's like whatever you say after that, they believe it. Yeah, it's like together you get the eyes with the clap, and you pretty
That's
much
like that
own
Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah, no, it is. It's the hands. It's the hands.
That's why me and Babs talk what I am.
Babs, you a hand talker too?
Babs.
What?
Oh my gosh.
Babs, listen.
I have knocked
and Babs
over
has
8
really
million.
long fingers, so it's like it kind of jolts you.
Babs Bruce Lee.
That's not offensive? Long fingers?
No, it just when she starts
What do you
doing
mean?
this.
Oh, okay. Well, he said you had really long fingers.
No.
No, that's not offensive. Long
Oh,
fingers
okay.
are
No,
pretty.
but what I'm saying, when you start talking with your hands, it gets your attention.
Yeah.
You have such long fingers.
Okay.
She feels me.
I see what you're saying. All right, that makes sense. All right, say less. I got it.
Andy.
Yes, but I often knock over stuff. Kirby, I hope.
I often knock over stuff.
You see, I got my paper towel under my snow.
I hope that
I do too. You ain't gonna blame it on me,
Those
Kurt.
belt packs
All right.
aren't waterproof or snow cone proof.
Oh, wait.
You ain't gonna blame it on me this time. Y'all tried to get me with the wings.
She pulled a plastic.
I sure called you out. I apologize. I never did that.
Almost let them.
I mean, I just demolished his belt
And
pack.
there you was talking about baby Babs.
Slay just did it too.
Good what?
No, he's real quick. His hands move so fast. It's like Bruce Lee.
You know what?
Sorry, Kirby.
Got napkin.
Kirby.
What?
Your brother, man.
I ain't got nothing for him right now.
Kirby hates us.
Hey, let me
Shut
tell
up,
y'all this.
Christian.
Football.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
What we talking about?
Because I was going to tell you something about snow cones.
Here's what I learned today.
This is more fun.
Big Savagery bought a car from Nick Saban.
No, man. It was old money already because I sold it. It's a Sprinter.
It was already used.
Yeah.
The NFL season starts in 62 days.
Right around the corner.
But camp
That boy, get here. It's quick.
starts. When is the very first day of camp? I think is Buffalo on the 19th.
Sauce Gardner tweeted today. He showed his shoulder pads in his locker. I'm like, are the Jets already reporting? What's the day? The 8th?
The 8th. No, this is way early.
Well, rookies may be in meetings or something like that, but the Jets right now, he tweeted. I mean, it was.
I
on
thought
his
it was the
Instagram.
Bills that were the earliest. No, the Jets might be.
I used to hate when my dog get on this countdown, man.
Oh,
I couldn't stand that.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Darn.
I
We just got to grinding.
I just shut everything down after this point, man.
Yeah.
Right now, Babs, listen to me. I wouldn't have nothing for you. What we doing? Nothing. Like legitimately.
Like you do nothing
Train
a month before
home.
it's time to go.
Yeah, no, and it was like my anniversary's next week, so I'd always have something set aside for that.
Yep.
Family vacations were knocked out like late June, early July, and then when I get back, I'm back. Don't ask me to do nothing. I'm more busy now than I was when I played. Can you imagine that?
Mm-hmm.
I'm way
You wouldn't
more
know
busy
what
now.
to do with yourself, though.
If I wasn't busy.
Yeah.
That might be true, but boy, I complain my butt off though, Babs.
Is that true, Slay?
I'm gonna do it.
My boy gonna have something up his sleeve.
I'm gonna do it, right?
Hey, Savage, I've been looking at such and such and such and such. And what you think about this? We gone.
Raiders,
starts?
Raiders and Bills rookies report July 18th.
Okay. I was close.
That's in a minute.
So, yeah, Bills are the 18th.
Raiders training camp begins July 20.
But when are the Jets?
The New York Jets they report the 19th, the rookies, and they start camp 26.
He's just up there early, getting acclimated to the concrete jungle, I guess.
Tennessee Titans.
Ryan Tannehill has his camp on the 24th.
So
And-
2 days before.
But see, he's a quarterback. He can get away with that. I hate those dudes. At the leisure time. I'm gonna tell you the easy.
But the vets don't report until the 26th for the Titans.
It's the fact that
So it's 2 days before he reports.
No, everybody.
It's one day.
You don't get it, Babs. You don't get it.
I
Okay?
get it. What's the
No.
big deal? I would assume he'd probably have some of his team. Then they'll do dinner together.
No, Babs. You don't get it, okay? Those dudes live a life of luxury, okay? They go to camp, don't get hit. That's the biggest elephant in the room right there, okay? Not a physical day. It's, oh, my feet hurt. And what about my shoulder? The trainers meet them immediately after practice with shoulder bags.
You got to take care of QB1.
And ace wraps, okay? Ace wraps, like ice bags, and just they get carted up.
You just get the ice bags with the saran wrap, huh?
Yeah, that's it. Where
they got their own cold tub.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then listen, 2 days before camp start, and you throwing a youth football camp.
What is wrong with that?
Because he's out being physical doing stuff. Meanwhile, if we did something like that,
it starts at like 4
Babs, you
p.m.
don't get it. No, I see. I'm getting angry just thinking about him throwing a camp beforehand.
Yeah, like if you threw a camp.
Mayor, everybody else gonna be there. You hear me?
Yeah,
hey, Ron. How much time you got, Ron?
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm calling everybody to run my camp for me.
Really? You're real. Hey, my 10-year-old is my fucking smack. I want as many players there as possible.
No, they will be there. But what I'm saying, the fact that Ron is doing it 2 days before camp is really showy. Is all I'm saying. Okay.
Really? I never would have thought that. I thought it was perfect because it's the day after the rookies report, and it's still 2 days before he reports.
It's really a flex though because they don't really have to do anything in camp. Who's the most physical group on the field?
Trenches.
There we go. Trenches.
Y'all are hand fighting no matter what.
0 days off. Okay.
Right. So even if it's non-contact, you guys are hand fighting.
I'd push you right now. That's how physical it is. Okay.
I know.
Every day. Hey guys,
that's where the fight starts.
Scale it back a little bit. You got this friggin' Neanderthal on the other side. Just want to prove a point.
Trying to prove
I mean, defensive linemen are the worst, right?
100%. I tell them to their face. I say it every time.
It's Trash Talk Friday.
What is my guy Brett Kern doing, for example?
Yeah, that's where I was going. Okay.
I mean, he's probably playing golf.
Listen, let me get there. That's the reason I'm mad because he can go do a camp for hours on at a time. Okay. And then go into camp, get pampered, okay, because that's what quarterbacks do. But then there's this group they call specialists, kickers, punters, and snappers. Very important job when you need them, okay?
There's a group they call specialists.
Yeah, because they don't want you to call them the kickers or whatever. Okay, it's Trash Talk Friday, so let me talk a little trash.
Yeah.
They can go out here and go to camp. They bring their own TVs, their own snacks, refrigerators, and in the back of their car is what, Babs?
Golf clubs.
Golf clubs. While we're out there just getting beat down, okay?
No lie. I remember going to practices where when Jeff Fisher was there, when the team would be on field 3.
Yeah.
And Del Greco would be there with a wedge hitting balls into the lake.
Yep.
Through the goalpost.
See what I'm saying? Wasting money also. Okay. But they can go finish a practice,
Waste some money.
Yeah. They can get up the next day and go golf, do a full 18 and then go practice. I'm like, see, this is and not just that, call their shots on getting days off. Hey, trainer, I'm a little iffy today. And they're good to go. You think that works in my world, Babs? Absolutely not. So bleep you, okay, Ryan Tannehill, for this life of luxury you live in. There it is.
At 3HL1045 on Twitter, Cousin Andrew said, hearing the thunder while on the toilet made me think of 2 things. Yesterday's topic on 3HL and get the hell off this thing.
Yep.
That's all you need.
Hey, can I just point out real quick?
Go ahead, I'm listening.
I'm pretty sure in year 10 with the Steelers that Ramon Foster said, hey, I think I'm going to take today off. And Mike Tomlin said, yep, you sure are. Am I right?
My hammy's a little tight today.
A little iffy, Jack. In the words of Antonio Holmes, I'm a little iffy, Jack.
Yep. I can hear it now.
Around year 7 is when I got it. I had designated days though.
Mm-hmm.
But see, I couldn't take days off, Babs, because if I wasn't working, I feel like I was getting worse though too. So that's the other component of my jealousy for that position. And that's the kickers too. Like one, they don't do a whole lot. They got 20 minutes of practice. Okay.
Well, because they can't wear out that leg.
They better do something, okay? That's why we hard on. That's why they quick to cut them. I shout out to Vrabel. Cut them if they ain't making kicks. So they got
He'll do it now.
Yeah, one job.
J-Rob and Vrabel.
Get them out of here.
Yeah.
Promoted it hard today.
You got me going, man.
I can't wait till his phone starts blowing up with all these Titans he's friends with, and they're all going to be like, listen.
Yeah, they feel the same way I do.
Year 7 was when you quit doing anything at training camp.
By the way, y'all didn't I don't know if y'all mentioned today. If I missed it, I was on the road and I got offline for a little bit before I came up here. But the Jeffrey Simmons, man, did y'all see that?
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
give it back. Yeah, let's talk about that when we come back. 615-737-1045 at 3HL1045. Orange Stormtrooper Ryan T needs to go to other pro quarterback camps. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Ryan Kelly. Is it time for some updates around the house? Last year, our average client received over $52,000 with a simple cash-out refinance. Let's make those home remodeling projects a reality. Start now at thehomeloanexpert.com.
Friday in the Music City. Hope you have a great weekend. You're almost done with that thing. Big 7.
Oh, is this drink status right here? I'll just go ahead and drink it.
I think so.
And I didn't make a mess, Kurt.
Hey, thanks for allowing us to enter the friendly confines of Hendersonville.
Humble Hendersonville, ain't that right, Brian? See?
Amen.
See?
7 minutes from Casa de
Ramon.
Hey, now.
Thanks for hopping on, man.
No doubt, man.
It's been fun.
Glad I had to wear my straw hat up here.
You just
man. You fresh like you've been cutting grass all day or something.
I wish I would.
Like I do Vicente. He go around the neighborhood.
He's got Crocs on too.
Oh yeah, my boy Nino.
Y'all dogging Crocs. We anti-Crocs out here?
I'm anti-Crocs.
No, we ride with them. I'm riding with them as
But
long as you got
everybody,
socks on with them.
yeah. Slay
Gotta
came
let
in.
it breathe.
Slay came in with socks and slides on yesterday. I go, what
Like
do you
a
have
real,
on?
like a real athlete.
That's what basketball
Socks and
players
slides
do.
I'm with.
You know what I mean? Because come up out the locker room, you get off the floor, you do like this, boom, kick your shoes out with them, something.
Unless I'm
stay like that the rest of the day.
Unless I'm in the locker room, then I'm toes out there.
Gross.
Yeah, but just jumping straight out the shower.
Locker rooms
I'm
are
socks on.
gross.
Hey, my feet ain't out here to be seen like that. You know what I mean?
That he hit a shot.
Oh yeah, we rocking and rolling.
He hit a shot. Vandy's hosting their youth camp, middle school. Man, he hit
the best
he
camp.
hit the fence at 375.
Oh,
Yeah, that's pretty solid.
Soldier.
How old is RJ again?
13. He'll be 13 in
Soldier
September.
age. That's what he is. Soldier
They
age.
said my wife said Corbs came up to him. We'll see what happens, man. He got the grades. He better keep them too.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, we'll see. Look at it.
I tell people all the time, look, man, well, this was before Vitello, but I would tell people all the time, look, my name's on a building at Tennessee, but if Coach Corbs, one of my kids play baseball for him,
Hey,
We
you'll
messed
see
up.
me just like this in all black. What I have to tell you?
Hey, we ain't messed up with it, man.
Yeah, I gotta be respectful. I ain't that
Hey
disrespectful.
man, and
now.
listen, he a GOAT. You know what I mean? As long as you play for a GOAT, they ain't tripping. You know what I mean?
That's
You
right.
know it all. You know what I mean?
What? Huh?
Corbin is a GOAT.
Oh,
told
okay.
him-
I was lost.
No, he said he calls him a know-it-all, and I'm like, that's a negative
Is it?
connotation.
I think that's a good
No.
connotation. You really know.
That's
No,
how you
You
say it.
really do know it all.
It's
Like
how
the
you
man
say
keep
it.
on winning, man.
He does. You know what's
See what I'm
crazy?
see what I'm saying?
My
Come
GM,
on, y'all.
my
I know it
GM in
always
Pittsburgh
negative
actually coached him at Ohio Westland.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, he coached him. I forgot to tell him too when I met him.
So you
Like,
just trying to go and
Kevin
tell
Cole.
me? You trying to go and tell me? My nephew, that's what we're doing.
Look.
We got relationships. What's up?
You-
whatever.
You trying to ease this in? What you got? Okay.
You better ask
Okay.
Clark Lee for some of that star
Nah, won't
beef.
do that. Won't do
Danny
that
White,
side.
Danny White, get on down here, man. You know
Baseball.
what I mean? Get Vitello, get on down here. Let's try to get this thing figured out.
Baseball only, Savage.
Jeffrey Simmons, by the way,
Hey, man.
yeah.
that was it went back to his hometown, donated wrote a $75,000 check to his old high school to refurbish all of their athletic facilities
Crazy.
and give them a turf field.
That's real. That's real.
I love that dude. I told
gotta
you
love it.
guys,
You did say it.
I hosted that rally on the runway event. Man,
Mm-hmm.
he stayed the whole time. He interacted with those kids. Like he's everything he promised Miss Amy that he would do when they drafted him in that emotional press conference, he has done.
Mm-hmm.
He's lived up to it.
That's what it's about. That's what it's about.
True pro.
That's why you put the IER on the end of that defense this year.
There he is at
Nasty
Ramon
earth.
Foster. J. Martin Ramon, 6 to 10, weekday morning.
Hey,
Thanks, bro.
I enjoyed this.
All right.
It's on you now, Brian.
Brian for Brian Motorsports. Brian's Motorsports out here in Hendersonville. Hey, Brian, thanks for having us, man. This is an awesome facility, man. Anything people need customized wise, you got it.
Well, I appreciate you guys coming out. So
No doubt.
I enjoy it, especially the brother love here. So
Yeah.
just sports fanatic. I mean, everything. So, but appreciate you guys coming out.
Yeah, you always show us love, man. You out there on the golf tour.
Yep.
What was the golf
The Sun Golf
showcase?
Scramble.
The scramble. Yeah, there you go. You know
Yeah.
what I'm trying to say. Thank
Showcase,
you, Brian.
You got it.
Yeah, all of that. Yeah,
Of course it was a showcase.
But as I say all that to say, Brian always representing with us, man. Always showing love. You know, him and Ramon had a relationship at first, so now I just got in there. I buzzed my way into the relationship, so I'm in there now. So shout out to Brian, man. Y'all need y'all whips done. Y'all need to come see these. And I found out something that you schooled Ramon on.
Yeah, which part?
I like him already.
Ramon doesn't have a mic now.
And he ain't got no mic. So guess what? When we used to say, "Hey man, you got them rims," I heard it ain't rims. It's you got the wheels.
Yeah. It's like sneakers and Crocs. You know what I'm saying?
So
He's going. No, you can go in there.
Yeah,
That's
now
number
he's gone.
2.
So how did this all start? Like, how did you get into this?
So really the beautiful part about it is just kind of God's plan, what I tell everyone. And so I'm a trailer park kid. Got my first car when I was 18. It's not by coincidence. My first car was purchased 2 doors down from this shop that my wife and I own today. Just a blessing. So my dad taught me how to work hard. So I went and begged some guys here that opened a little custom shop. They didn't even sell wheels. And I said, I'll work for free if you'll let me make my own money. And so just Lord willing, I always tell people, just get a bigger shovel and keep digging. And that's all I've done for 20-something years. So now we're here, 23 employees. The way I look at it, we feed 23 families a week. We don't just work. We enjoy it. We build cool cars and trucks.
Yeah.
So
love it.
Just like you guys say, the Jeffrey Simmons and all the guys and some of the players that come through here. It's awesome to listen to them give back, because I always tell everybody, if I could give my paycheck away, I'd give it away. So
Let me ask you this, Brian. What's your pride and joy? Because if you follow him on Instagram, Brian Motorsports, check him out, man. You got the Little Debbie. What do you call the Little Debbie mobile?
Big Deborah.
Big Deborah. So you got Big Deborah. I was trying to explain to them that you got a truck.
Yep.
Is it the F-250?
I got
that's up in there, the black one with the red
black and
undercarriage.
red. Yeah, that was I sold it 2 years ago.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
I told about it all day. Hey, man, that was a bad boy. I'm talking about you pull up to the light, man, look like Optimus Prime in
Yeah, but the
2022.
difference is I take you out back. We get in a 65 Continental convertible and go get ice cream.
See, I mean,
Okay.
just make my day then, Brian. That's all you're doing for me.
Yeah.
Make my day.
Anybody can build a new truck, but it takes a real man to build an old car.
See, now that's some talk right there for you. Yeah, that's what it's about, man. Riding on them back roads, finding them old school cars and stuff like that.
Yeah, radio up, top down, and leave me alone.
You ever have anybody walk in and challenge your creativity, like just want something that's maybe off the wall, and you're like,
yeah, I
we'll
mean,
make that work.
Yeah,
And just figure it out.
there's a lot to do that, and
Yeah.
really, what I tell them is it's real simple. If you'll just throw me the keys, I'll call you when it's done. Because it's like taking a woman shoe shopping and giving her 10 pair and say pick 2. You don't do that. So I buy my shoes in pairs of 2s. You know? 2 pairs, 3 pairs. So it's easier that way.
Yeah, that makes sense right there.
But when we get to that our slogan is dream, design, and build. So we have a staff here of really people with good creativity and a mindset. Even Sierra that builds Jeeps. We do this in our sleep.
Yeah.
Because we love it.
Love it. Brian's Motorsports in Hendersonville, 789 West Main Street, briansmotorsports.com. They are on Instagram at Brian's Motorsports, 615-800-2199. Brian, thank you, man. It's been fun. You have an amazing life here, and we can feel that energy. So we appreciate you.
We appreciate you guys. And let me go get y'all some ribs and fill y'all up a little bit more.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Oh, Blaze in heaven.
That's
That's
it.
how you get to his heart.
You better know it. You better know it.
Talk about stage presence, man.
That's it.
Yeah, right?
Hey, man.
Leave on. I'm going to go get y'all ribs. Drop the mic.
You don't need nothing else. You don't need to say nothing else. It sounded like it was all said.
Back at it on Monday. Hope y'all have a great weekend. Again, Brian's Motorsports, they got the trucks rolling through here. If you're in the neighborhood in Hendersonville, swing by and see these guys. And down the road, if you ever need any vehicle customized projects fulfilled, they will help you out here. BriansMotorsports.com. You guys good?
We good, baby.
Man, there's some sweet cars on this
I
Instagram.
told you. Now you see
Right?
what I was talking about.
Yeah.
Man, y'all enjoy the weekend, man. Keep your feet out your hands, though.
That's right.
God bless.
See ya.